don't need it anymore. Free pressure, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. A dedicated skeptic, we all know what that means. He's lurking in the shadows and crushing all your dreams. Don't believe in aliens, they're never going to land. Don't believe in cryptids that leave footprints in the sand. Don't believe in spirits appearing from the dead. The only demons out there are living in your head. Free pressure, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. A dedicated skeptic, we all know what that means. He's lurking in the shadows and crushing on your dreams. Free pressure, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. A dedicated skeptic, we all know what that means.
Hey there, everyone! Check it out! I got a guest. we got Melanie Trecek-King in Scooby Studios. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we didn't even put her in the background before the show started.
I know.
You are really special.
I don't have like I don't have a. I should have a background though. I should have like a thing where I can be like, just me. There's nobody here. Pay no attention to this person that's sitting here. Anyway,
I won't be kept in the corner.
Oh, nobody puts baby in the corner. But you're not baby. You're Melanie in the corner.
Hey.
Anyway,
You can try.
I'm like all hot and sweaty because I was like jamming.
Yeah, you should have seen the pre-show. It was
freezing.
really special.
I told you. I tell them all the time. Like, I really need to set up a camera
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
so that you can see behind the scenes. How's everyone doing? Oh my goodness. Let me put my glasses on so I can see.
You keep freezing.
There's oh my God, there's so many people in here. Cat's Meow, Brett Walker. We got Ruth B. We got Kit Ford. What's up, Kit? I was editing some video today that you were in, Kit. Yeah, I know. Rob Palmer's in the house. Richard. We got Para Enthusiast. Who else? William Wheeland. I think I'm saying that right. Wheeland. Shauna is in the house. We got our Sword. We got Adrian Hill. Hey, Giggles, what's going on? Diane, Sage, Serendipity. I love that. That's an awesome name. We got Damn It Bob's in the house. I see him. Julie R. Cree Storm, Michael Burkeen, PNC Paranormal. We got I don't know how to say that. Tanya? Oh yeah, that is an N. Okay, Tanya, right there. Yeah. Carolyn D. We got a lot of people in the house. Jillian Daniels. They must
Dr.
all be
Jim's
here.
in the house.
Dr. Jim. Where is he? I don't see him.
Also, we have a special guest back there.
There he is.
Bad to the Bone Paranormal.
Oh, wait. He's hiding. He literally dove under the desk.
He's real, I promise.
All right. There he is.
He's thrown around.
Oh my God. I don't know how to respond to that. I'm not sure what to say. I'm just going to move on and say, yeah. How you doing? Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God,
We
I'm
need to
sweating.
start the
I'm
show.
So hot. Oh my
You
God.
need rules.
I know. We need rules. We do need rules. So let's I think we're gonna cover up Melanie. Which is good. Oh, there. Oh, no. I'm going to get covered up. So we have rules. All right. Rule number 1 is that you are welcome to ask questions. That's what this show is about. It's a learning show. You ask questions. We try to come up with answers. I try to. She'll try to. We try to have a conversation, answer your question. Rule number 2 is that I don't know everything.
It's true story. No, I do.
Well played. But if we don't know, we will look it up. We have extra screens on either side. And we will look it up and we'll get into it. And if not, I got my notebook. So I write it down and I will have homework, and which is good because I have off all next week. I took off. I'm that's probably why I'm all like freaking out, because I have off. I don't like taking off. I like my job.
We're still gonna do fun stuff.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. All right. Rule number 3 is that we follow the Patrick Swayze rule here, and that's be nice. You can be in the chat room. You can discuss things. You can debate. You can disagree, and you can walk away and disagree. That's fine. Just don't fight. Don't turn into name calling. Don't be a dick. That's what it comes down to. Just don't be a dick. Because if you are, Donna, who is over there,
I'm here.
she's here. She'll boot your ass, and you'll be gone forever, like down the deep, dark hole of not coming back.
Doom.
I was making that up.
Those were
That wasn't good. All right.
Dragon Rangers in the house.
Rule number 4. Oh, Dragon Rangers. I like the names. I really
So do I.
Rule number 4 is that if you do have a question tonight, because it is open mic night, put a capital Q. Donna pick it out from the rest of the chat going on, and we can address it. And tonight you're going to have both of us now, not just me answering your questions, but you're going to have Melanie, who has a lot more education. She's smarter than I am, a lot smarter than I am. So maybe she'll have an answer when I don't. But then I'll just edit her out later, so it makes me sound smarter. And number 5, rule number 5 is my favorite rule of all time. Drink up. Clink.
Prost.
Oh, that's some good tea. Just tea. No.
Mm-hmm.
What?
No.
No.
I'm
I want.
I can't drink tea without.
Eric Schaefer and Tim Vickers are.
Oh my goodness. What's up? I'll get bigger too. Eric Schaefer's in the house. Eric behind the wall. That's who that Eric is. That's awesome. All right. So, like I said, tonight is open mic night. Oh, wait. There we go. You like that?
Yeah, there's
It's fancy.
yeah, totally.
We had a new budget this year. We were able to get new signage. So, anyway.
Everywhere.
What's up?
It's like freezing up everywhere.
I know, it's weird. It's like,
Are you having trouble too?
I am.
Okay.
It's coming up with like the Wi-Fi symbol
It's unstable.
saying connection is unstable, but I'm not on Wi-Fi. I am plugged in, so I shouldn't be having this trouble.
Totally
So,
glitchy, they're saying. Yeah. So
sorry about that,
sometimes-
guys. If it's glitchy, and I don't know what's going on. It might be just our internet. I don't know. I don't know. So, how you been?
I'm so much better now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So good to see you again.
It is, isn't it?
It
I
really
get
is.
excited when I see me.
Oh. I walked right into that.
Anthony's like, yeah. Okay.
Anthony and Donna were just commenting that you're like brother and sister.
Brother and sister, yeah, because we were fighting.
Totally. Okay, Anthony just unplugged our light.
One of the lights went out.
What are you doing in the background?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did.
It went out when you plugged in.
There he is. All right, we're back.
You're good. Look at the look. Look at
That's
the
why we
look.
can't have nice
My
things.
husband's messing with buttons in the
I
That's
didn't
background.
what
touch a
buttons-
button. I was just trying to
You
plug
have
things
to
in.
understand, in this office, you cannot just poke things, because if you poke something, everything falls.
I'm not poking anything.
Don't poke
He
it.
just pick stuff up too.
Don't poke the bear.
There's so
Yeah.
much fun stuff to play in.
Just slide
It
them
is.
out of the way.
It is. There's so many toys in this office. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Winston.
This is what happens when we show up. Chaos. Total chaos. I hope everyone is having fun. Oh my goodness. If you haven't seen us before, we've done what, 2 pajama parties?
I think so.
The only 2 pajama parties that we've had on this show has been. I don't know what's going on. over here.
Everything's glitchy anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, I
found
know.
a
I keep seeing
lightsaber.
the thing. I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. All right. I've lost control. Totally lost control. If you guys have questions, do me a favor. Put it in the chat.
Like, is the
Oh my gosh.
You're so sorry. Everybody's.
Everything went out.
Can we reboot or no? Is that going to mess
I did
everything up?
reboot. So I don't know. Let's see. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging in. I am plugged in. That's the problem.
Maybe
you sure you're plugged
that's
in?
off.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that just went off on mine. The Wi-Fi
Lost
thing just
sound?
went off.
Let's see. Now the
now
audio is
audio's
bad too.
Something paranormal
It's
is
your
going
fault.
on.
I told you I do. This
It
is my
must be
superpower.
you. Everything was going fine until
You know, you
showed up.
cleared up though. Hold on,
All
you
right.
cleared up.
So we'll just have to figure it out as we go. I don't know if it's going to stay glitchy all night, but we'll make the best of it. That's all I can do because, see, it went again.
Yeah.
Again,
it
it
is.
glitched. All right. So we'll try. If you guys have questions, do me a favor. Just put them in the chat. Put a capital Q in front of them, and we'll get to them. We'll talk about what your we'll answer your question. We'll try to. I'm totally discombobulated now.
You're
This
messed
is
up.
screwing me up. I don't like when things go wrong. It gets me all flustered. So
It is my superpower.
it is your soup. So it's all you.
It really is. I fully believe that.
Maybe
I
the
can barely
haunted
hear me.
dolls decided.
Haunted doll.
Maybe.
Wait a minute. Do I have a mic? Did you,
You
not
do.
tune me on?
That's on. That's on.
Okay, I heard it. I shouldn't have said that. But seriously, is it on?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not
It is.
supposed to
Oh,
hear it because
yeah.
you don't have headphones.
3 are on. You don't have to be right up against it. It'll pick you up.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Yes, I can hear you.
Everybody can hear.
Everyone can hear you.
Ben Rafford's in the
Ben
house.
Rafford's in the house. Holy shit!
Brian
Ben.
Anger.
All right,
Angler.
Brian Ankle. Oh, hey Brian. What's up, buddy?
Oh.
All right, Kenny is flustered again. Yeah, I know. I started jamming out. It's hot in this office. Is it?
It's
me?
really hot
Is
in
it?
here.
Okay.
It's warm.
I'm just making sure because I'm like sweating. I'm
Well,
like,
you were
the
jumping
hell?
all
You can
around
turn
like
that
a crazy
on.
man.
higher.
Look at you guys with
There
the
you
fan.
There we go. Not right under the microphone though. And give me the hammer. You don't deserve the hammer. No.
Can I play with the mask?
No, you cannot play with toys. All right. Let's take a question.
You ready for a question?
Are you
You
sure?
are
You need to,
distracted.
you need to
Please
ask a
question.
question.
I
so that
I
can
need her to focus on something other
Okay.
than here. Jade Kitten says, any news on the potential Halloween themed 3TS movie night?
Oh.
No. we haven't talked about it.
Maybe
we have a
this
show.
week? Yeah.
I know we have a show Wednesday night, October 2nd. Let me know if you can hear that fan, and I'll turn it down. The long blonde hair actually worked with that.
You see this look?
It does. It does.
I'll put it
Like
on.
Valhalla.
Because Bob says that,
Yeah,
like,
it's-
yeah, playing with toys. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I agree, Bob.
So yeah, the Halloween thing, we haven't discussed it at all. I mean, the 3 of us have been busy, and we do have a show coming up Wednesday night where we're going to have a guest on who is going to talk about their book. This is the book I was telling you about.
Oh.
That one, so you can look at that while we go through it. So we're going to talk about this book, and the guy that wrote the book is going to come on the show. Hopefully, I haven't heard from him since I invited him. He did accept the invitation, and I responded asking for. Well, I clarified what the show was going to be about because she's reading
Okay.
my notes. Don't no.
No, I won't. But I'm just like, I have to put it out there. Kenny's notes in books are the most entertaining thing. That's a very good question, Jim.
Just know. Just know. Just know.
Oh no.
Don't. You want to play with the big boys with your little pea shooter? You...
Oh yeah, go.
Oh, I got stuck.
I missed you.
Let's see if I can get it.
Yeah,
All right.
headgear is required.
We've lost control.
Oh, he is.
I'm out.
The show's over. Friday
Show is
night.
over. We've lost complete control.
They literally just started drinking. Like
I
this
know.
hasn't
Oh, this
been
is
going
not
on that
This
long.
is not alcohol
Not
at
yet.
all. Oh my goodness. All right.
Okay, here.
Okay.
Next question.
Bob. Hey, Bob. Tomorrow's National Ghost Hunting Day. Is it really?
There's a, of course, there's a
Yeah,
day.
there is. I've gone to places for this day. I even have.
Well,
a
we
t-shirt
should have planned
that says National
something for
Ghost Hunting Day.
tomorrow.
Well, it's usually. What's the question? Are you hunting any spirits tomorrow? Rum does not count. Well, no. There you go. I'm done. Kenny will definitely argue the point. So yes, I will argue the point because rum does count as a spirit.
Mm.
And
I have
it'll be running loose. In
one of the
next
only
days.
spirit boxes in existence, which is my mini bar that's over there. You know, also known as the Dybbuk box, but mine actually has spirits in it. Real spirits. But as far as ghosts, yeah, there is a
We
National
should
Ghost
do
Hunting
something
Day.
tomorrow.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. How does one celebrate National Ghost Hunting Day?
By buying useless equipment and pretending
And
to
going
look
on
for
ghost
ghosts.
hunts.
And
We
then
can go
going on
hang in a
social media and saying,
cemetery somewhere.
"Look, I got a demon."
Let's go hang in a
Or we could
cemetery.
troll people who are doing that.
Ooh.
We could
We
hunt
could do
for
that.
ghosts.
We could hunt. We could hunt. the
Hunt
ghost
for
hunters.
ghost hunters.
There's a target on your back. Oh my goodness. Come for the debunking. Stay for the professionalism and truth.
Thank you for
That's
noticing.
right. That's right. I mean, you guys know what you get into. This show. Sometimes it's good. I mean, sometimes we have a good time. Sometimes it's entertaining.
There's a
Sometimes.
t-shirt for the night.
There's-
Sometimes it's good.
sometimes it's
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes just
Come
not.
visit the Skeptical Health Bar. Sometimes it's good. That's our new catchphrase.
Yeah.
2025. New T-shirts coming out. New merch. Sometimes it's good. I don't know. There's times when it's just me, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. Oh well.
We should always have me on.
Well, yeah. I think you are getting. I think you are probably the top guest. The most appearances.
I think I am.
Because you've been on. I know you've been on twice yourself. Twice with the slumber party thing. The pajama parties.
I think this is 5.
This is 5, maybe 5. I have to look. 'Cause I know it
Dunning,
was-
take that.
Yeah. I think you were actually in competition with Ben
Oh,
and Rafford. Yeah.
wait a
Hey,
minute.
Pascal.
Swinging a
Pascal,
machete around?
celebrate National Ghost Hunting Day by switching.
How would you know if the machete hit a ghost?
It's
I
like
think
jello.
that's the point.
It goes.
How does that go again?
When you go through it, it's like, and you're like, "What was that? I don't know. It feels cool.
Okay.
It's squishy. Ghosts are squishy.
Squishy, they are.
That's fine.
Squishy?
That's what I was told.
They're not squishy.
How do you know?
Do you bump into them?
Yeah,
Well, how do you know if you're bumping into
because
them?
it's squishy. And I
it's
look and there's
squishy?
nothing there, and I'm like, "Oh, it must
How
be a
does
ghost."
Squishy feel?
That's how ghost hunters do it.
Yeah, you just bunch it. Is it like slime? Like you walk
Look.
into it?
Look, I'm following the ghost hunters rule. You make shit up as you go.
I never heard that they feel
No.
squishy.
Nah, I hope that they feel squishy.
Oh, okay.
That's what I say. Like, one of the most common questions that I get is, "What if a ghost appeared right in front of you?" And
That
my
would be
My
awesome.
first answer is, I poke it to see if it's
If it's
squishy,
squishy? See if
because I
it's
want to see if it's squishy. I just have this thought, this idea in my head that if, and that's a big if, a ghost was real and it popped up in front of me, like all translucent and shit, that it would be squishy. I don't know why. It just.
I don't I don't.
Squishy.
Never thought about that. That's like.
Like a cool sponge.
I feel like that would be like on a kid's show or something, like a squishy, like Casper.
Oh, we should do that. We should write a kids show now. Squishy Ghost. Squishy the Ghost.
I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in. This is one of the awesome things about things that you can't actually disprove is that we can just continue to argue over what evidence for it might be left.
Anthony's filming. So what were you saying?
I honestly don't remember.
Making shit up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could just make shit up and argue about it forever because there's no way to
Flubber
disprove
Ghost.
it.
Right. Flubber Ghost. Yeah. Flubber.
What's flubber?
Flubber. Robin
You don't know
Williams.
Flubber?
Flubber. The green stuff. The flubber. You never seen Flubber?
Oh. Oh,
Flubber's
wow.
awesome. Yeah,
That
it's
was a
going
long
back.
time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Oh,
good.
here you go. Wait.
I mean, that's there's your next t-shirt. That'd be good because then we could put a little like emoji ghost over top. Poke it. That's mine. Don't steal that.
Okay.
Poke it. See if
Poke
it's
it
squishy.
and see if it's
That's right.
squishy.
Because you never know. You never.
Question.
So, before we get to this, like, what's I get that question all the time. So I'm going to ask you, if you're in one of these haunted places that I take you to because you're like, take me to a haunted place, and we go, and we finally something pops in front of you. There's a figure right in front of you. Let's say transparent,
Okay.
just because TV show,
Okay.
movies and stuff. What do you do?
Probably
Besides
gonna-
scream.
Scream? Oh, I suppose it depends on what it looks like and what it's doing. I have questions.
I noticed. So let's say just go with a very humdrum
No,
encounter.
I have questions for the
Oh.
spirit.
Like what?
Well, like, what are you?
Who does your taxes? What kind of questions?
Well, like, what are you?
What are you?
Yeah, and then like, I wouldn't
Squishy.
imagine squishy. I would imagine like totally ethereal, but that's why I would probably reach out to touch.
Yeah.
Probably
Well,
pull out my phone to take like
pictures.
yeah,
selfies.
video.
Be like, what's up?
yeah.
Click, click, click. Instagram. Hashtag real ghost.
No bell, here I go.
And then me coming along. That's not a real ghost. I see the mirror. I guess, yeah.
What would you do?
Poke it. Poke it with my finger.
Would you not ask questions?
Yeah. I mean, I would poke it,
Okay.
and then I would say hi, be polite, because guy probably, is sick of groups of people coming in going, "What's your name?
Or
What
poking
year
at it.
is it?" Like shit
You
like-
did just poke at it.
I did
so you
poke it.
probably should
Well,
introduce yourself.
I would say hi, and if they say hi back, I would apologize for poking them, and
Okay.
then say like,
Sorry
"Oh,
for
my name's
poking.
Kenny. Who are you?" And then I would have a conversation. I
Okay.
think I would try to have a regular conversation and kind of get around to, hey, do you know you're dead? Do you know you're like transparent? Do you know this? So, like, what's it feel like?
That's right.
Where
So
do you go when
it's
I don't
fine.
see you? Like, where do you go?
Hmm.
Do you stay here? Do you sleep in a bed? How do you stay in place when you can walk through walls and gravity still affects you? Like, how does that work? Why aren't you floating in space?
Hmm.
I have a lot of questions. I have more
This
questions
is
than
what
you.
I'm saying. I have questions.
I know. Like, this gets in a whole topic. Can you fly? Can you float? Can you do that Beetlejuice thing? Like,
Can you tell me what's going to happen in the future?
ooh. Can you see other
Oh, that
ghosts?
would be a good question.
Right? I want something I can publish. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. How's that book coming?
You walked right into that.
I know, like that was like a
Jeez.
big sign saying,
Such
"Get
an
me."
ass.
Is Tim Binga in the house?
Well,
I'm hoping.
where's your book at, Mr.
Yeah.
Biddle?
Yeah.
On the wall. I have an outline. I do have an outline.
I have
Do you have an
that.
outline? Do you?
Yes.
Do you?
I have like 4 chapters done.
That's because I was writing chapters for other people.
I wrote chapters for other people.
Okay. Well, then get it done. I'm not the one that said I would get a book done.
Yeah, you did.
Shut up.
Look, your crowd's even yelling at
There
you.
you go. See?
That's your book. Shauna.
Thank you, Shauna.
Damn.
Look,
Turning on me.
she's like, everyone has an outline.
Well played.
That's good. That's good. All right. Yeah, I know. I get distracted so easily.
Yeah, you do.
Don't
Let's
you?
do a question.
Don't you get distracted? I can sit here and start writing. And all right, I have had document up. There's a chapter, start writing it, and then bling. Oh, what's that? Email. Oh, I have a demon picture. Oh, do you really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, let's see. That's not a demon picture. I can do that. And then I'm out in the hallway recreating it. And then I get back here and I see another email.
And then he sees a question.
Somebody sends me an article about ghost hunting kits at libraries. And I'm like, oh, really?
This is a fun tangent.
Let's get into that.
Okay, this is what we've been talking about. Somebody has questions about that, but I think
Let's see that until we run out of questions.
okay.
Well, we also going to make a video.
Oh,
So you don't want to give everything away because everyone's
Yeah.
going to be like, well, I
I
already
just
watched
want to
it.
make sure you mention that you actually. Anthony. Really?
Bad to the bone. What's up? Are there any paranormal claims that you find particularly compelling or difficult to debunk? No. To be honest, do you want to take it first? Go ahead.
No, I don't debunk paranormal claims. This is all you. And actually, I'm really curious to answer for this question because, so like, what are the kinds of claims you've had the most trouble debunking?
So I guess let's see, particularly compelling. There are most of the. Let me gather my thoughts here. Most of the claims fall into like 4 or 5, maybe 6 categories, and they are recurring. They're repeating, and they're over and over again. It's the same stuff because you're dealing with a hobby, and I know many of you out there call it a field, and I don't agree with that because I think it's more of a hobby. People go out and play scientists. They don't actually do science. They play a hobby, and they repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again, yet still present what they find as evidence when I think most of them don't understand what that term means. And I'm not trying to be mean. I just really don't think they understand what that term means. And so to debunk this stuff, and I always try to explain, like, debunking is not something that I actively do. That's not what I set out to do. I investigate a claim, and debunking is the result of it for the most part, because when I figure out what's going on, that's good. I like that. Science LARPing. I'm writing that down.
Always stealing your idea.
Because that's really good. Science LARPing. Where was I? Totally screwed me up. Thanks. That's my train of thought.
He has a tendency of doing that, by the way. He just like comes in and drops something, and it's like, oh yeah, okay.
So I guess I'll just pick up where I can think of. I see a lot of things repeated, a lot of mistakes that are put out there that are repeated over and over again. So it's not hard to investigate and come to the conclusion that it's a false statement. It's a false claim because, and I don't think a lot of the ones, at least the ones that I deal with, are not purposely faking stuff. They are misinterpreting because they don't understand what they're doing, the methodology, or the devices that they're using.
Okay, so what kinds of things what kinds of evidence do people tend to find the most convincing?
Anecdotes.
Their own or others?
Both. And I find that to be problematic.
Oh, did somebody say energy? Did you
Yes.
say energy? Okay, because drink.
But
Oh.
it was in the
Okay.
text.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know if that counts.
That was
so, yeah.
Bob.
But yeah, personal anecdotes. Can I answer any questions?
Oh,
in a
yeah,
serious
energy.
manner? Sorry, we will get back to it. I have no doubt. I'm not skeptical about that. But yeah, personal anecdotes I think are used as the most compelling, quote unquote, evidence that people present because That's usually the first line of defense. It's not a picture, it's not a video, it's not an EVP. It is the story about the picture or the video or the EVP and their personal experience. And for when you watch the community interact as a whole, you see a lot of people accept things at face value.
Yeah.
I will tell you a story, and you, as another ghost hunter, will accept that story at face value, then tell me your story, and I will accept that one in turn. And there is very little questioning. There is very little, hey, well, you mentioned this, and that kind of contradicts this, or did you check this? There's no questioning.
Yeah. So taking out the energy of the show here, I suppose the educator in me always comes back to one of the most difficult things that I find for students is that recognizing the limits of their personal experiences. People think that I know what I saw,
Right.
or I know what I heard, or I know something works because I tried it and I felt better.
Yeah.
And so it's the show me, I will believe it when it happens to me or when I see it, and they don't realize how easily they can be fooled.
And to build on that, that's something that I've encountered where people will say, well, this convinced me, and the only thing you really need to do, you just need to have an experience yourself, and then you'll believe.
Yes.
And that's not the case. That's not the process that I'm going to follow, because even if I do have an experience, the first thing I'm going to do is go into investigative mode and try to figure out what I experienced. Not, yes, I experienced a ghost. I'm going to try to figure out what happened and all the steps that were involved in that, and break it down, because I can make a mistake. I can misinterpret. I can fall for an optical illusion,
Yes,
or an audio illusion just as easily as anyone else. So it's important to stop and say, okay, let me take a moment. I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to analyze this the way I should, not just accept it as a ghost.
Yeah. So you've never met my mom.
We've engaged
Yes.
online.
Yes. My mom is
I
awesome.
like her. I like your mom.
There are things that she really wants to believe, and so she's not on here, so I'm assuming it's safe to say this.
Or is she?
Or is she?
I haven't seen her yet.
So, like, she will say, she used to get really upset because she would say, if she saw a UFO, she would say lots of UFO. So if I saw a UFO, I told your dad, if I saw a UFO, would you believe me? And he said, no, he wouldn't believe me. And that really made her upset because she wanted to be believed. And so when we had this conversation, I said, it's not that I wouldn't believe you. I would believe that that's what you think you saw.
Right.
But I also know how easily we can fool ourselves.
Yes.
And if we're going to apply Occam's razor to this.
Ooh, I have that.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
Oh.
I have Occam's razor.
I need one.
I'll give
okay,
you one before you
so-
leave.
I have Occam's razor.
Occam's razor is such a great. I need it. He won't give it back.
No.
So Occam's razor.
You put it on the wrong
Don't-
side.
No, I think it's
It's
safer
wrong.
actually. But if we have competing explanations, one is that I saw something that fooled my senses,
Right.
and I misperceived my experiences. And the other is, of all of the, like, how many billions of people on planet Earth have cameras at this point? Like,
Right.
you're walking around.
Right.
I am personally very grateful for the endless cat videos because they're awesome. We have
And
videos.
your mic is off.
Froze right in
Kenny's
that
a
spot.
hater. I love you anyway, but it's a major flaw. So we have videos of all kinds of stuff. What we
funny.
don't have is actual, like, proof of ghosts or aliens.
People are saying
And
that
one would
Gigi-
think that we would. And so on the one hand is misperceiving our experiences. On the other hand is finally, like, I'm so distracted. What is happening?
They're mumbling over there and forget that they have a microphone.
I
in
know I
front of
have
them.
a mic.
Well, in any case, let's just say it's much more likely that we fool ourselves.
Right. Right. And it's just so easy, and I think that's
Thank
the
you,
hardest part.
Julie.
that's the hardest. I love cat
Videos.
for food.
Cat videos. I love cat videos.
Alf.
Oh.
Let's not get into that debate.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think that's one of the hardest lessons for the community, the ghost hunting paranormal community, to learn. One is criticism, how to take criticism, and the other is to understand that yes, you can be fooled. You don't always know what you saw, and you can misperceive things, and quite often they do. And that's all of us. That's why one of my major steps is to stop and just say, all right, we're going to investigate this right now. I'm not going to sit there. If there was a noise down at the end of the hall, I'm not going to sit at the other end of the hall and go, ooh, did you hear that? Ooh, let's just sit here and film each other making, excited faces. Let's actually investigate. Let's go down and do what we call ourselves, investigators.
The other thing that you mentioned there, that they don't like criticism, that is the opposite. It's a great characteristic of pseudoscience. Scientists love to argue because their job is to try to prove each other wrong. And whoever is left standing after trying to prove each other wrong is, I suppose, victorious in this game of science until somebody proves them wrong too. But to not expect criticism for your evidence is just inherently not scientific.
It's
your evidence should be scrutinized, not just by yourself, but by others. It should be expected
of peer review.
Yes,
that's to receive the criticism on it from your peers. That doesn't mean your buddies. It means other people in your line of work, your field of study.
That's why it's a respect. It's a mutual respect. Like, and we're not fighting about this. It's not actually to win. It is, our goal is to work together to try to find some sort of greater truth. And we get there by actually scrutinizing the evidence. And I may see a hole in your evidence, a flaw in your evidence that you didn't see.
Right.
And if I point that out to you, then most scientists are like, you know what? Yeah, I actually really like this idea, but okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's fascinating. It used to be a pain in the ass when someone pointed out a flaw. It was because it was embarrassing, because you feel the embarrassment. Like, I didn't pick that out. I should have done that. Somebody else just pointed that out in front of everyone. So there's embarrassment. There's the feeling of I'm an idiot. Like I didn't pick that up. But those emotions are now put to the side. I don't feel those, because now when someone sends me criticism, I can look at it. I can say, all right, let me look at the criticism. If it's right, then I'm happy. It actually excites me, because now I learned something new, and I realize, oh shit, I was doing wrong. Now I know how to do it, and I can do it better next time. That's
There's
great.
the never stop learning.
Yes, exactly. It's right there.
Right where?
Right there.
Oh, right there.
Right there. All right, we have a whole bunch of questions.
We do.
we shouldn't take as long on these other ones.
Okay.
It would be like a 5-hour show. Anthony's having fun.
Yeah, apparently.
Who is like right off camera. Like that's the edge of his laptop right there. Is it? Oh wait, maybe it's not. No, never mind.
Not in the scene.
I was wrong.
Are you trolling us in the comments?
He is. All right, what else we got? Para enthusiast. Trip rope works like EMF meter and can be debunked like EMF meters. So why do only certain sections go off at times? So I've only seen it in action once, and I do believe that each section, they almost have like a pill shape to them. But I think each section has a microprocessor that looks at the signal itself, so it will go off itself. So they're not going off in series. They are independent of each other. They're powered in series, but they will go off depending on if it says a field nearby. But remember, it's got to be a decent field, and you can have a two-way radio key up and not make them all go off. It really depends on where they are in reference to the.
It's an alien.
We found one.
They're real.
Oh my god! And it is green. Holy shit! It's got a spiked haircut. It's like from the 90s. Punk rock. That's awesome. This is a mistake letting them have free reign in my office.
It's all you.
Oh my god, I know.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all good though. I'm glad they're having fun. As he looks around, like he's literally standing up, walking around like,
What
else
can I get into now?
What can I touch? You break it, you bought it at twice the price. Oh my god. Oh, projectiles are coming again. I still have my Nerf gun. All right. What else we got? Did we answer that question? We did.
Yeah, I think
okay.
so.
All right.
You know, I haven't. Kenny. Okay.
You don't got cooties, do you?
Yeah.
Cat cooties. Don't spit in it. Oh, you can have the cup. Take it home with you. I'll get another one. Just in case you like it.
You know, it's not bad.
It's not.
So I have got Donna's special drink here, actually. And
One
it's
of them, yeah.
Crystal Light and a mango vodka.
Mango lemonade vodka, I think. it
Mango
is.
lemonade vodka.
That's
It's actually pretty darn good.
This is actually it's lemon peach
Is it
tea
mango watermelon?
with Kraken.
Mango salt.
With
A
Kraken.
little bit of Kraken.
The black Kraken.
Little Kraken.
Uh-huh.
The black Kraken. Sorry.
Question.
Question. Ian, what's up, buddy? Did Melanie play bass? She's looking up.
You recognized me. Oh, I'm famous.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
You look like a performer.
Yeah, I'm not that cool.
No. I'm gonna vouch
She's
for
a
that.
teacher. That's why.
She's a
Anthony
teacher.
and I met in
Football.
choir in college a million years ago.
A million.
Do choirs count?
A million?
Literally a million.
Literally a million.
That makes you
Years.
really old.
Big Bang Theory. All right, next question. Cat's Meow. When are you
Who
writing a
is
book?
this to? Him?
Both of you.
We're both in progress. I'll say that.
I'm further along than he is.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
I am
You
positive.
sure? You want me to pull up my book?
Yes.
You talk. I'll pull it up.
No, for reals.
No, for real. I'm pulling it up. It's on now. It's like Donkey Kong.
My book is about misinformation. Right now, tentative title is How to Be a Charlatan. And it is about, like, if you were to try to fool someone with various types of misinformation, then what would that look like? With the goal, of course, of not
Okay.
falling for misinformation. And yes, choir geeks are awesome.
You think?
Thank you.
You think?
Recognize.
Superstar. Oh my god, it's so much fun having you around.
I missed you, Kenny.
All right. Next question. While I look, I have my book. Rob, are
Just
there any
can't find
Rob
it.
Skeptic
No.
conferences coming up soon?
Not at all.
Do they have conferences?
What's a skeptic conference like?
What's a skeptic?
You know what? They probably flat Earth, right?
I doubt that skeptics are real.
All right, we have way too many questions for this.
Well played. No, but SciCon. Yes, come to
SciCon,
SciCon.
definitely.
We're both speaking.
October
and-
24th to 27th.
Yeah.
Yes, we're
in
both speaking,
Vegas,
yeah.
and
She's going to be on
SciCon
the
is awesome.
big stage.
I am.
Big stage.
Big
I'll be. I get to kick off SciCon.
What do you mean kickoff?
My workshop is 9 a.m. on Thursday. It is the first event. It is the kickoff of the
Wait, what?
the event. So yeah, when SciCon starts, it starts at 9 a.m. with my pretty face up front.
Okay, well, I speak on Friday morning, and so
Everyone's
come
cool
on
by
Friday.
then. Everyone's
I've been
hungover
to-
from Thursday.
I've been to Kenny's workshops. They're awesome.
Yeah, I have pictures of you there.
I do.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
and you were interested. too.
Actually, I think Stephen Hupp and I were
yeah, you were
trolling
sitting
you.
next to each other. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Who let them in?" But it's all good.
I think you did.
I
Actually.
did. I'll let
Question.
you. John Michael, what's the biggest challenge you face with getting opportunities to talk with believers or those in need of critical thinking?
This is a really big question.
Aren't we all
'Cause
in need of critical thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, we all do. I think I'll jump in first because
Yeah.
it came right up. My biggest challenge is getting over the anecdotes, because, like I said, that's usually the biggest or the most popular form of evidence that's presented, and you can present facts all you want. You can present methodology and point out the flaws and things, but people have this it's this core belief in they know what they saw, so they will always come back to their personal story. And even if you explain that, instead of acknowledging that, oh, okay, you might have offered an explanation for that. Open seeing is so nice. Instead of acknowledging that explanation, they immediately move the goalposts and give you another story and say, well, I had this, like totally glossing over the fact that you just offered a perfectly plausible explanation for their experience. It's right on to the next story, and that's it. Yeah, they glaze over. They don't listen to you, because then it becomes a conversation, because it leads right into this habit of, instead of having a conversation where, like, if we talk, I'm listening to what you say. I'm listening to the information that you're giving me. I'm processing it. I'm trying to understand it. And then if I don't understand something, I'll ask a follow-up question. Or once I understand it, then I can give a response. But in many cases, the people that I'm talking to are not listening to what I'm telling them. They're waiting for their turn to tell me another story. That's it. Like, they don't, sometimes they just don't hear what I say. You can see them too. They're going, but they're just waiting to talk. And I think that's a problem. People need to shut the fuck up and listen.
To me, just to be clear.
No, just listen. Not even to me. Listen to the other person. Wait your fucking turn. That just drives me crazy. Like, just wait your fucking turn. Listen, pay attention, and then respond.
Yeah, I struggle with this because, again, as an educator, I've designed a curriculum to. I joke that my students are captive for 4 months. They want a grade, so they have to hang around and work through the sequence that I've put them through. And I literally start with how we form our beliefs and the impact of our emotions and biases and desires and identity needs on what it is that we believe, and the biases that can lead us astray, and the limits of our perception and memory. So anecdotes, all of that is to set them up to understand their own thinking. But when we're in conversation with somebody, when I don't have the luxury of having them captive for 4 months, it's difficult because I don't think a lot of people are really aware of how their reasoning is being driven by those underlying needs. And that, to me, is the hardest part. And when talking to somebody, then I know that if they've not had a thorough background in this kind of critical thinking, they're not aware of that. So I need to be aware of myself and how my own reasoning might be fueled by those underlying issues. Right. But then when talking to them, drill down past that part of them that's just finding the justifications to support what they want to believe, and drill down to that part that's driving the motivation. Because in the case of the anecdotes, the underlying belief is ghosts are real. And that's probably coming from some other place too. But they probably then built a whole worldview around ghosts being real. And then if they're like professional ghost hunters or something, they've built a public identity around that. Right. And so it's very difficult to be wrong. And they've got so much evidence, air quotes,
big ones.
Big ones, yeah, to support that. But like, what if we're looking for evidence to support our beliefs? We are going to find it,
Yes.
and they have found it. And there's a lot of motivation for them to find more of it. So going after those surface level facts and that anecdote and that, because you're right, they're just going to keep coming after you. Oh, well, then this one, and so-and-so did this one, and then this one time. Drill down.
Band camp. Oh,
At-
sorry.
I did not
All
do
I heard
it.
was
I
this
was
one
trying to actually
At
be
band
serious
camp?
here. Okay. Energy.
Ooh. Next question. That was good. Thank you.
Donna.
Are you waiting on me now?
Yeah. It's a good thing I don't pay you. You'd be fired. Like, yeah,
I think you're playing with fire.
I know.
Okay.
It's where I live. I can't help it. I can't help it. My mouth just is independent of my brain. It just says shit that it shouldn't.
True story.
Comes out. Yeah. It
Okay.
does.
And speaking of,
To
I have
all
a
of you
question,
too. Yeah.
and you're not going to like this. Who's spooky?
Who's spooky? Anyone that wears a sheet over their head? I don't know.
So who's the better ghost, Casper or Spooky?
Oh,
who
who's
is
the better-
spooky?
That's not your question. That's
I know.
Alan's question.
Right.
No,
So
but
who is
she's asking
spooky?
who-
Who is the
Spooky is.
better ghost, Casper or Spooky? Oh, that's a good question.
Okay.
Let's look it up. Who is Spooky?
Maybe
Spooky.
Night.
I
Thor.
know someone used to
can
call
answer it.
themselves.
Do you all know?
This.
And because that's in response to something I said.
Spooky
Oh,
first
okay.
appeared in Casper, the Friendly Ghost. Number
That's
10,
interesting.
he is Casper's cousin.
Sounds like a side character to
yeah.
Casper, which means Casper's the better ghost,
we don't.
right?
Yeah, sidekicks aren't the better ones.
Are we
Is there a-
misunderstanding
is there a-
something?
Is there a picture? No, it's just people. That's not it. That's not
I
it.
see this dude,
I don't see anything.
Julio
I
something.
don't see any pictures of.
Spooky the tough little ghost, Bob said.
Oh, Spooky. Who's Spooky?
Maybe it's not from Casper. You said Spooky the tough.
Oh, with the hat, the little black hat.
Oh.
He looks like a dick.
Yeah, he does. Casper's
looks like-
friendly.
Like, you ever see Tom and Jerry
Yeah.
with the hit like Tom's cousin or something? That's the badass.
Oh.
He's like the meaner one.
I don't
Always
know.
trying to. That's what this one looks like. It's just
Well,
like maybe
I
it's
like the
cat's
friendly ghost.
Yeah, I like Casper.
And to be clear, if I were to meet a ghost, I want to meet the friendly version.
Me too. Who wants to meet the
I don't know.
dick version?
I don't know.
The
Mm.
demonic-
Demonic one. Because if it's a demon, I'd be like,
Ooh, how would you
yo,
know?
what's how'd you get out?
How would you know it's a demon?
How'd you get out? How do you
Mm,
know it's demon? Well, they're hot.
oh, when you poke them?
Steve, what's up with that, man? And they're a little like red.
oh, now
Little
they're
red-
changed
reddish
colors. They change
stuff.
colors too.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, these are conversations that I did not realize I would have several years ago.
Yeah, I know. I know. Way back when,
Where in
when
the
you were
olden
like,
days.
you received that message from this like nobody,
skipping
and you're
ahead.
like, "Yeah, I'll be on your live stream."
Oh, yeah.
Sure, I'll come on. And now look,
Sure.
now look at you.
Now,
Now look, you
energy.
clink. All right, next question, please.
Sure.
See, I said please. I'm trying to be nice. When starting a ghost hunting team, what should I look for in partners?
Someone who will try
loves
to prove you wrong.
forever.
Wait a minute, we had different answers.
Yeah, partners.
But they could be
okay.
the same thing.
Yeah, it could be. No, go ahead. What do you think?
I would say somebody who is honestly trying to find the truth
Oh.
and wants to try and prove you wrong. Who's in a good faith search to try to evaluate evidence and who is willing to put your claims to the task.
That's good. I agree, and I would even say that I would look for people that would be that have an interest and that will also treat you as I would expect a good friend to treat you, as in they're dead honest with me. If I'm doing something wrong, they tell me.
You're
If
doing
I'm
something
fucking
wrong.
it up, they tell
You
me.
are fucking it up.
We're not getting through these questions tonight. We're not getting through them. I'm just telling you now. It's not happening. We can try.
You
I
can
think
have-
I'm just gonna
Look
poke
for
it.
people. Look for people that can have healthy debate, that realize it's business, not personal, because that's a big thing. Like I can argue and debunk or discredit claims with people that I still consider friends. You know, we can argue and then shut it down, and we can sit at the bar and have a beer. Someone who doesn't believe in ghosts. I mean, you can. People have their own beliefs, and it doesn't matter. Like I'm sure we have different beliefs. Somewhere we have different ideas of how the world works, and we can still get along. We can still agree on for the most part, a lot of things. And I like that diversity. I like that different ideas because it gives you a different perspective on what's happening. Because you want to walk in, and if everyone has the same exact perspective, you're not going to get any variety. You're not going to expand on new ideas. No one's going to have a new idea because you're all thinking the same way. So it's nice to have those different ideas and be able to openly discuss them without getting butthurt. That's basically what it comes down to. Don't get butthurt,
Don't get new T-shirt.
Matt.
Don't get butthurt.
Oh,
Oh, maybe that's
You
not
know
a good
who I'm
T-shirt.
talking to. Tim Vickers. You know who I'm talking about. Carolyn D. Melanie. Oh, this is for you.
Aw.
Can classes in critical thinking help reduce cynical worldviews? I recently heard about a study indicating cynicism has increased in high school graduates and could affect their mental health.
Wowzers. So, oh goodness, this is such a good question.
Focus.
The thing is, cynicism is hyperactive skepticism, and it can be almost like it feels like an empowering.
Gather your thoughts.
It feels like an intelligent position to just doubt. And the problem is, if you just doubt everything, then you won't believe anything. And there is reliable sources of information. So, and that's the thing about disinformation. So disinformation doesn't necessarily try to convince you that the mainstream narrative, or that the science narrative isn't true. It's just to convince you that there's enough doubt, or that it's just to throw enough shade so that you go, I don't know, can't believe anything, or can't trust anybody. And so then you just default to believing like what your tribe believes or what you already wanted to believe. So the way that I like to teach critical thinking is less a problem-solving aspect. And by the way, I have a new article coming out in the next Skeptical Inquirer where I explore this idea of what critical thinking is, because the way that I teach it is less problem-solving and more just like a good thinking. In that, the whole purpose is to have a healthy level of skepticism so that you can know yourself, have enough self-awareness to be able to evaluate external sources of information or external claims in an objective way to come to the most supported conclusion.
Okay.
And so I think there is a way to teach critical thinking that does this. Fun story. When I first started teaching skepticism, this was before I knew anything about CFI and so on. I just, skepticism is part of the process of science. So like students, we need to be skeptical. It really backfired. They didn't believe anything. They literally just would not accept anything. And it set me back for a long time because I thought, if I teach skepticism, students are just not going to believe anything. And so the way that I teach it now is a much more healthy approach to it. in that you want to have doubt, but not so much doubt that you don't believe anything. And doing so then also recognizes that, not everybody's out to fool you. Not everybody's lying. There are trustworthy sources of information. And so it's a much more empowering, I think, perspective. So the answer, yes, I think they can. But in my experience, it has to be done purposefully and avoid it was really bad. It was really bad.
Okay.
Like at one point I was showing students, it was environmental science, and I was showing students, there was a study, I wish I had the authors, there was a study on the impacts of organophosphates, which is a type of a class of pesticides, on kids' development in a couple of populations in Mexico. They were basically ethnically identical, economically identical. The only difference was one group, because of where they were geographically located, had a higher exposure to organophosphates. And that group's development, they asked like 3 and 5 and 7-year-olds, I think, to draw pictures of people, like orders of magnitude different. Like even the 7-year-olds were like, I don't know, blob lines. It was really bad. And the students were like, well, how that doesn't say anything. The authors could have blah, blah, blah. And they had all these excuses to not accept it. Look, and it is important to keep in mind that study, like, you don't control it. Like you don't blind and then expose 3-year-olds to organophosphates to see what would happen to their development, right? So there's limits to observational studies.
This thing called ethics.
It is. Like there are ethical limits. There are reasons we don't do this.
Little thing.
So there's limits
ethics.
to the kinds of conclusions we can draw, but that doesn't mean that we can't draw any.
Right.
So I'm just saying,
I think,
be careful.
I think you pointed out a good, like almost like a turning point, where someone might say, well, you can't figure it out. You can't, and then that's it. Instead of, I think that's the turning point or the fork in the road of cynicism, where it's like you throw your hands up in the air and say, I don't know, whatever. And
I don't know is a fine answer.
That's a good answer. But when you follow it up with, I don't know, it probably is not true. Now you're just denying something without looking into it. And I think skepticism promotes you to actually look into it and say, hey, I don't know the answer. So I'm going to say I don't know, but now I'm going to look into it and find out the answer. So I understand what the answer is. Instead of cynicism, where it's more like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's real. It's not real. And there's nothing more to it that just stops.
The kinds of cynicism I tend to see is you just can't trust anybody. They're all lying. The mainstream media, the scientists are all conspiring.
All the scientists are wrong. I saw a YouTube video that says otherwise, therefore I know better.
Or like they're being paid by something. And I mean, look, the whole thing falls apart. But the point is, like, there's just a cynicism that feels empowering, but it is not.
Right. All right. Are you throwing shit at me?
Commercial break.
I do have my Nerf gun. All right, commercial break. We're going to commercial because, oh shit. Ow. Hey.
Helmet time.
That's right. Shit's getting
I'm
real.
unarmed.
You got 2. Anyway, all right. We're going to break. So we're going to get to your questions. We have a lot of questions that we did not go to because there's 2 of us, and I tend to talk a lot anyway.
Too much.
You just talked for a whole 25 minutes. Gold, Jerry. Gold. All right, we're gonna go to break. We'll be back in, let's see. I don't even know where our break is. Where's my break? There it is. We'll be back in 4 minutes and 9 seconds from now.
And now for something completely different.
Welcome, my fellow skeptics. Welcome, one and all. I am the chief investigator. Oh, come along, old chap. We will have a ball. Now, if you will excuse me, it's time to open the mic. Good night. Good night. Can you get open, I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and have some questions, alright. Maybe you might find an answer or two. I will find the truth this night and day. And if my name is not Kenny Biddle, then I assure you here I will not stay. Good day! Kenny Biddle's the name, goes hunting's the game. I won't let anything get in my way. Too many fakers out there, too many chefs, too many toe tappers, none of it makes any sense. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and ask some questions, alright. Maybe you might find an answer or two. Who knows? There may be ghosts in the machine, but trust me, I am not so keen. I prefer to see these things clearly, not in 144p. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open mic night. Yeah, yeah. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open mic night. Yeah. If you have an answer or two, let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. Let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. The one and only Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle.
What's up? Like in the back of my head, I did hear the music coming down. I'm like, we're gonna start soon, and I totally forgot. And I look at the screen. I'm like, oh, there I am. We're there. We're on. What's up? All right, we're back. You guys are awesome. Love this. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. I'm sorry if it's going in and out with the feed and the signal and stuff like that. But there's nothing I can do about it. Hopefully it'll be better next week, but we'll see. We do have a lot of questions.
It will not be better next week. I won't be here.
Well, it'll probably improve like 1,000%. Whatever. All right. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Cat Mac, what's up? It's date night, Cat Mac. Date night. We have Cat and I have a date night every Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice. She we just hang out.
Just the two of you.
Yeah, it's just the two of us.
Very
Just
intimate.
the two of us. All right. Could
That was
Melanie
special.
please tell her childhood ghost story?
I did. I saw a ghost when I was a kid.
No, you didn't.
Did you
Yes.
poke it?
No, you didn't.
That's the real question.
That's a different story.
That's-
That's the after party.
Yeah.
I was a kid.
Did you poke it? No,
No.
but it poked me.
It did.
Oh.
I walked right into that. Okay, this just went places.
This is a mic. Game over. Best show ever.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell your
I
story
walked
now?
into that. Okay. So I'm gonna leave that. So I was about 5. And
yeah.
I was
Barry White over here.
Do you want to hear my story?
They want to. I don't care. I've heard it.
Well, just leave. Let me take over your show. Okay. So, oh, awesome. I'm in the driver's seat.
Don't touch the buttons.
Oh, he's right. I won't touch a button. So, okay. I was about 5. And my grandma was sleeping over. And she was sleeping in bed next to me. And I woke up and I saw this old woman. And she had long, like, straggly white hair. And I felt this fingernail go up my arms, like, really slowly. I kid you not, to this day, I will not sleep with out my arms under covers. Actually, I took a nap in the car today, and I had to put a blanket over me because I won't have my arm under the covers.
They won't be under?
They have to be under covers.
Oh, they have to be under. How
Yeah.
about your feet?
Oh, interesting.
Like, I always kick my feet out.
You know what? I have to have my arms under because I remember her touching me,
Oh.
but I never thought about my feet.
Huh.
Interesting.
OnlyFans. All right, move over. I'm back.
The show is so much better.
Yeah, I know. That's
So-
what Donna says when she takes over. It's so much better when you're not here. We get through all the questions. All right.
So I woke up. I tried to yell at my grandma
That's
to
mean.
wake up and help me.
Okay.
And she put a hand over my mouth.
Your grandma?
No, the ghost.
Oh.
Grandma's like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying
I
to
thought you heard this story.
No.
Oh,
Anyway,
she
keep
was.
going.
She put it. I remember a cold, wrinkly hand. I still feel it on my mouth. And so I tried to yell louder and harder, and she put another hand on my chest, and she like held me down. And here's the thing. That's sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever experienced
It's
Yeah.
like old hag syndrome. Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
I've
Sleep
experienced.
paralysis,
So sleep paralysis is terrifying if you don't know what it is. And actually, it's terrifying even if you do. It's when we're sleeping, our brains shut down the signals to our nerves. Right? We don't want to act out what's happening in our dreams.
Right.
So in sleep paralysis, the brain is awake, but the body hasn't turned on yet. So the brain is awake, but the body can't move, and it's trying to explain why it can't move. And so it uses whatever our brain knows, our experiences and beliefs, to inform, to jump to a conclusion, to explain what's happening. And throughout history, there's like paintings of ghosts and demons and succubi and incubi and axe murderers and aliens, and there's any number of ways to explain it. Now, I was 5, and so the scariest thing my brain could think of, and I kid you not, it was the ghost from the witch from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh my gosh.
She was terrifying.
Yes.
She was really scary. And so that was my ghost. That's how my brain explained it.
Wow.
And the thing is, like, if I didn't know what sleep paralysis was to this day, I could, with a straight face, because I fully believe it, tell you that I know ghosts are real because I saw one.
Right.
And I did. It was my
You
brain playing tricks
perceived
on me.
one.
Yes.
You didn't actually see one.
It does not mean that the ghost was real. So I think I saw somebody in there ask me if I believe in ghosts.
Yes, that's a question.
So I'm a skeptic about everything. I try to proportion, to me, skepticism means proportioning my beliefs to the evidence. Ghosts are an extraordinary claim. And we don't have good evidence for them. We certainly don't have extraordinary evidence for them. The best evidence we have are ways that we fool ourselves. We know that's a thing. We know we can perceive things that didn't happen. We don't actually have solid evidence that ghosts are real. We have things that we can't explain. But I think it was Tin Minchin said something like, throughout history, every mystery, every solved turned out to be not magic.
Right.
So there are things we can't explain, but the answer never turns out to be magic. Do I think ghosts could be real? Sure. Do I think the evidence for them is sufficient to accept the claim? No.
A good example is just modern day magicians. I mean, they're illusionists. You go to any good magic show, and I guarantee that most of the audience cannot explain how the tricks were done.
Yes.
And it's magic,
Mhm.
but it's trickery.
They're
That's what it
using
is.
our assumptions about the
Yes.
world against us
Right.
and fooling us.
Yeah. And that does translate into the real world, where you're in an unfamiliar environment and you're walking around. You can be fooled by natural trickery. It's optical illusions. It's audio illusions. It's you're misperceiving the environment. And yes, we can be fooled, and we need to stop and think about that before we immediately jump into ghost.
So the Richard Feynman quote, the first principle is that you must not fool yourself.
Mhm.
And you are the easiest person to fool.
Yes.
That is my quote. I absolutely love that. And I designed my whole course and all of my science communication around it, because our goal, science is the answer to that question. How do we not fool ourselves? With the process of science, because it is designed to, it recognizes and corrects for those ways that we can fool ourselves. But we have to first recognize how easily we are fooled. It's really disconcerting, though, for people who like, certainty feels good. And
Yeah.
like the idea that my experiences might be misinforming about the world, I mean, that can be scary. So it takes a certain level of awareness to get to the place where actually I to me it's no longer disconcerting. It's kind of empowering. Like something will happen with Anthony and me, and I'd be like, I don't know. That's what I perceived. That's what I think I remember. But here's about my confidence, and I could be wrong. I don't know. What do
Right.
you remember?
Yeah. And you compare notes, and that's why one of the things that's so important is when you get on scene where multiple people have witnessed something extraordinary or allegedly extraordinary, to separate the witnesses right away. Because you don't want them to corroborate their stories and fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Because you want those blanks. You want people to tell you only what they remember and go from there. Because if they start talking to everyone else, they fill in those blanks, and someone else's story becomes part of their story.
And that's without an awareness. And people
Yeah.
don't even like, you know what, I got this from them. It's just like it fits into your story and it just becomes part of it.
Yep.
So I have this right
What
here.
was that?
Feel
Did
it?
you have a glitch?
No, yeah, in the Matrix. Feel this right here.
Ew.
No, touch my scalp. Here.
You got a bump.
Okay. I remember my brother
I remember.
getting into it. My brother, as a kid, crashed his bike and got his head in the dirt, like he did, and got gravel and got it stuck in his scalp. And recently, this was not very long ago, I was like, so Jeff, do you remember this? His memory is like a steel trap. No, I don't remember that at all. I'm like,
It's like me.
huh, was that me? I think it was me. I have no other way of explaining it.
So that's why you got a hole in your head?
I have a, like, it's like a
Got a
pebble
bump.
in
A
my
bump.
scalp.
We should operate.
You know what?
I am not a surgeon, but
I
I
need-
did stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
I need more of this. Give me more specialty.
Yeah, because alcohol will like make it
Yeah, that'll make it better.
Kenny with the scalpel. Oh, that's scary.
a scalpel.
What are you going to use?
Next question, please.
Okay. Yes, yes, wise.
Scalpel. Amateur.
Where's the Occam's razor?
You know what?
No.
All right, Melanie, what is your take on afterlife and reincarnation? Ooh,
That's a good question. I'm not sure I have a take on it. Is there evidence for it?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
There are plenty of stories.
Oh, we're back to stories.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the bulk of evidence is anecdotal when it comes to reincarnation.
I want to go on the record and say I think it would be awesome.
I think it would be good. From what I've heard, the process would be kind of silly because for the most part, if let's say we do reincarnate, we die, we're born again, we go through another life. Why? I want to know why. So is it to learn something? Is it to fix a mistake that we made? Is it to learn from something we did before?
Does there have to be a why?
Yeah, there has to be a why. I want to know why. Like, why? There's all kinds of whys. There's why am I reborn here and not somewhere else? Why am I not like as another planet? I want to be another planet. I already did the human thing. Nah, it's okay.
So
I want to go somewhere else. Yeah, aliens. I want to go to another planet.
You know what? We could read as aliens, and I mean, I think
I want to know why we would come back without memory of the previous life. What's the point?
Wouldn't some people claim that they do have memory of a previous life?
So yeah, the anecdotes for reincarnation, people claim to have the memory of a former life, but from what I've seen from the stories that I've read, the cases that I read, the investigators have always gotten there well after the fact. So the child, it's usually a child, has already given the stories over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no telling where the stories actually originated. Did the family help these things along? Did the friends of the family help these stories along, offering details or going out and searching and finding like who they think is it, and then making sure the square peg fits in the round hole? You know, like it's always after the fact. It's not from the start, which you just can't because you don't know until, you know, the story builds up, and usually in a village. It's usually in a very developed country or the area like that where it's not very technical. There's no technology. It's not advanced. And it just builds there. So it takes a while before that story gets out to someone that will come in and investigate it and bring some kind of science to it. So that's my problem with it.
And there's one of those, like, our beliefs have a way of impacting those perceptions, those experiences that we have. So even assuming that somebody is telling the truth, that they're not trying to scam or lie.
It's hard to differentiate between, like, is someone telling you what you want, what they think you want to hear?
Mm-hmm.
Is someone telling you what they want you to hear because they want the attention or profit?
And we actually, kids in particular, have a way of picking things up that I don't think people give them credit for. Like, they hear these stories and so on. And so where the people around them might think that these are coming from nowhere, are they?
I mean, as a kid, I can tell you there's plenty of times I've listened to the air vents, to my parents talking to friends. There's plenty of times I've been at the top of the stairs listening.
I can totally picture you doing that.
Fuck yeah. Christmas time, putting the crescents out. I can remember my brother and I, like, because the stairs to the house that we lived in went down, and where the ceiling of the living room met the stairs, it was too far for me to reach without actually coming down a few steps. So I would lay down head first, head down on the stairs. My brother, who was 10 years younger than me, would climb on top of me down and look and go, yeah, there's a big one for you. Oh yeah, it's long. I think we would work together to do that. And my parents never had a clue that we were there. So I get what you're saying. There's plenty of times, at least in my lifetime, my personal experience, again, personal anecdotes, where I was listening in and on conversations that I should not have been listening in on. I should have been in bed, you know.
And you could have made your parents think you were psychic.
Yes.
Or
Yeah, by bringing up problems.
Mhm.
You know, if we had financial problems, or if we had issues with family members, or gossip, you know, church gossip, because
Sure.
your Catholics aren't that great either. I know you talk shit about everybody. But yeah, I would be able to spread those rumors and say, oh, well, I got this from a vision. You never know the difference.
So I suppose circling back to the question, that's an extraordinary claim, and the evidence for it is pretty ordinary.
I think so. I'm sure there's people out there that would disagree. And
Here's a follow-up question.
oh, sure.
Oh.
Speaking of reincarnation, what are your thoughts
Oh.
on known cases of children saying they lived a past life and provide evidence? I think that really goes into what we were talking about. They can provide evidence, but like we don't know if they were prompted or if it was rehearsed, if they were fed information. Because a lot of things, especially when it comes to like cold reading and stuff, like I'm going to link this to psychics and cold reading. It's you can give a vague statement, and the other person can say, "Oh, well, I do have this cousin that does this," and I can see like a parent or other family member saying, "Oh, well, that's what our Uncle Joe did, back when he was alive, and maybe it's this," and then asking the kid questions like, "Do you think this could be it?" and tell them what to think.
Yeah.
And the kid going, "Yeah," because that's what the adult wants to hear.
Yeah, and just the adult interpreting what the kid is saying, not as what the kid is saying, but through their own lens, and
Right.
again, not even realizing that they're doing it necessarily.
Sorry.
You all right?
We just have a lot of questions. I don't think
so I
we
won't-
can-
That's Donna's way of saying
Move on.
I didn't mean to talk out loud. I was in my head. I was like, we have a lot of questions.
Move on. In your head, you're going, move the fuck on. Move the fuck on.
I would say if there are particular cases, I would be curious to see them.
Okay.
We're
totally going in hour 3.
Oh,
All right, moving on. What else we got?
There. What's on your shirt?
What's on your shirt? Who?
You.
Me?
You.
Oh, it's the Skeptical Inquirer candle shirt.
dark.
This is a new shirt. Well, it's actually a new old shirt. We did have this design before, but we just got a whole shipment in. So if you go to CFI.org, I think that's it. Centerforinquiry.org and look at the merch shop. They should be up soon. I think we're going to sell them at SciCon first,
Okay.
and then have them available in the store. But I was there when they arrived, so
Still one.
Tim opened the box and gave me one because he knows if he doesn't, I'll open the box and just take one. So
Thank you.
yeah, it's better to be given than to steal.
I mean, you weren't
Again,
going to be shamed by it.
No, I mean
You'd
I'm
be
going
like,
to get one either way.
Look at my awesome shirt.
Yeah, look at my shirt. I got it for free. It's a candle. Burned. Laura, what are you drinking? And can I have some? I'm drinking rum and tea, special tea. You're drinking what, vodka?
It is Crystal Light,
Crystal Light lemonade,
Crystal Light lemonade, and
mango and lemonade vodka. I think.
mango and lemonade vodka. Actually, that's a pretty good vodka.
And you can
Yeah.
have some. You just got to get here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I can't send that in the mail.
No, we'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you.
We should have just a big skeptics party. We should have a skeptical help bar party.
Well, don't tell Barry. This
And
place is awesome. It's just,
I know we have room.
I mean, I have a key. I can get in whenever I want. So we'll just bring everyone in. Well, hey, look, all right, we'll plan a date. No one say anything, okay? We'll just show up at the front door. I'll let you in.
Yeah.
We'll go into the auditorium because we have a big, staging area.
BYOB.
And we will, BYOB. We don't need a license. We can just have fun.
No.
Don't tell Barry. Because he'll get me in trouble. All right, moving on. Would you rather see a real ghost or find Bigfoot first?
okay. I think Bigfoot is more plausible. So, but that's not the question. The question
Right.
was, which would you rather?
Would you rather?
I think a ghost.
I think so too.
The implications of a ghost would be just like,
I mean, Bigfoot being true would just be like, all right, we found like a in between.
well, just
You know, we found a
unknown
link.
an unknown living hominin would be a
Yeah.
big deal.
That would be cool. But
A ghost would be a
a
bigger deal.
ghost would have far-reaching ramifications. Just it would change our entire outlook on life. 'Cause-
Totally.
And I fear what it would do too.
Aw,
'Cause
thank
there's-
you so much.
Thank you, Abs. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 5 pounds. £5, $4.99. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
I do need a coffee.
On the darker side of things, I think it could cause problems because you would have a lot of people finally have the confirmation that there is life after death, and therefore, if they didn't like this life, they have somewhere to go.
Oh no, interesting. I'm not sure I totally agree there. Because actually what it would do was the reason that we fight over these things is because there's no way of knowing
We're gonna fight.
if it's true or not. Throw off the gloves.
Look, this is how I look at the question. Is it Bigfoot or a ghost? Yes or no? Like, we go into 15 minutes about this.
Okay, she's right.
Let's debate.
Kenny's happy to see me.
It was not me.
Friendly fire! Friendly fire!
My man came to my rescue.
That was closer to you than me.
He ricocheted
Actually, it did kind of get my
Oh,
hair.
sorry.
I went. I mean, if he's on your side, I'm good with it. Because obviously he can't shoot.
Okay, next question then. Sorry.
Okay. Next question.
Hey, Melanie, what are your opinions of Skinwalker Ranch? Soda Rican, what's up? I love saying his name.
I don't know what
And it's okay.
Skinwalker
He said I
Ranch
could
is.
say it.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat here.
What? You don't know what this is?
I've heard of it, but I'm not sure.
That's okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb and speak for both of us.
Okay.
It's bullshit.
Okay.
I think it's complete and utter bullshit. It is a ratings grab. I think the people that do the show don't know what they're doing, and some of them should know what they're doing, especially the scientist guy, but yet allows them to edit in a way that makes them look stupid. And it's sad. I think it's just sad the way he allows that show to be edited, because it's just ridiculous.
So this is a show.
There's a show there. I know there's a mockumentary. I won't call it a documentary, but then there was a TV series. I don't know if it's still on, but it ran for a while where they're in this area called Skinwalker Ranch, and it's supposed to have like UFO activity and
So Skinwalker Ranch is a real
skinwalkers.
place.
Yes, it's a real area, but they just make fantastic claims. And when you break it down, Mick West does a really good job of breaking down many of the episodes and pinpointing not only the equipment that they use and the false readings or false interpretations that they make of the readings on screen, because he screenshots all of the stuff that's close up, but he also shows how they have continuity issues because they take clips out of order to make a narrative that doesn't exist. So yeah,
So you don't like this show?
I do not like this show at all. No, I think it's pure poppycock.
Alrighty, moving on.
There you go. Parrot enthusiasts. Do you think some ghost hunters out there are just misinformed as opposed to blatant staging and faking? I'm not talking about the obvious fakers. So for me, you want to go?
I mean, I don't know specifically about ghost hunters.
Okay.
I do have just an in general, I suppose, and I'd like to hear your thoughts specifically on this. It is really difficult.
Take my cup.
No, you put it there.
I don't think so.
I did not touch it. There, I touched
Don't
it.
touch my cup. It's my cup.
I do think in general, it's really difficult to know people's intentions. And I think it's easier to fool other people if you fooled yourself. And so I'm not sure if it's just someone in me that wants to believe this, but I do think a lot of people have just really conned themselves.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I mean, I usually go with the answer of most of the people that I interact with are ignorant to what they should know. They should know more. They should study more. They should have learned more before they make conclusions or make any kind of statements to fact. And we see a lot of people that are misinformed about what they are talking about. They literally don't know what they're talking about, yet they talk anyway.
Well, they think they do.
Exactly. And I think that's what they're basing it off of. They go off of this belief, tribal knowledge that they've seen on TV shows for years now. They hear from other groups. They have that positive reinforcement from their friends that are also in the same circles that they are. So it confirms what they believe, yet they don't actually fact check what they believe. So they put it out there, and I think they're genuine. They genuinely believe what they're putting out, and they're not faking it. They're not deliberately faking it. There is a big difference, and I've talked about this before, where people are deliberately trying to fool you in order to make money or get fame or clicks or whatever. I think for the most part, though, at least in my experience, people are misinformed but genuinely believe what they talk about, because they never have anyone question them. No one challenges them because they stay in their own circles and in the echo chamber. They stay in there and they get it back from other people, and it just goes bounces back and forth. So they never get challenged. They never have that urge or need to look further. And that's something else that we have a problem with, because when you're researching a claim or investigating or trying to learn about something that you're investigating, you don't just go until you prove yourself right. You keep going because you want to see what proves you wrong and what's on the other side, because there might be a plethora of information out there that says, no, you're wrong. But if you just find one thing and says, oh, this says I'm right, and then stop, you're not investigating. You're just satisfying your own needs.
So as someone who is not, sorry, Ben.
No, it's just Ben.
Actually, I want to hear the answer to this. Can we come back to Ben here in a second? Because I am really curious for you. But, as somebody, because I don't focus on ghost hunting and the paranormal stuff. I love you and that's your thing. But
we're going into 3 hours.
But he, as someone who more focuses on critical thinking, this is an application to. Can you not just let me talk?
I just took the dart. Keep talking.
You broke me.
Stop being distracted.
Oh my God.
Focus.
So
Kenny's like that kid in the
nobody
classroom.
wants to think that their beliefs are pseudoscience, right? Science is authoritative, and what I'm doing feels like science. And so they've got gadgets and doohickeys and they light up and they give you evidence, right? And then you've done an investigation, but it feels like
they don't give you evidence. They give you data.
To them.
Yes,
it is
right.
evidence.
You're right.
And so they feel like they're using science. We have not been able to reach them, or we've not yet exposed them to what real science looks like. And that's the danger of being stuck in an echo chamber community that does a pseudoscience.
Don't look there. Don't look there. Don't look there either. Focus. Focus. Then the song. Oh, no. Am I allowed to do that?
All right, just
Management
answer
says
Ben's damn question.
disregard that last moment that I did. Don't pay any attention to that. I'm not allowed to do that.
No.
All right, answer Ben's question.
I told you, man. I just say shit sometimes. What's one
Also,
weird or paranormal?
Ben, I've never met you in person, and I really look forward to that. And I want to hear your answer to this question.
What's one weird or paranormal belief that you believed as a kid? We can bring them on
Okay.
if you want. Ben, if you're available, we can bring you on for a moment. Let us know. I'll send you a link.
Answer my
via-
question for. Thank you, Ben.
Shut up.
It's
All right,
him.
never mind. You're not coming. One weird or paranormal belief
I'm
you believed as a
trying,
kid?
Ben. I'm trying.
I mean, honestly, I believed everything.
Oh.
I mean, I believed in ghosts and angels, devil, demons, Loch Ness monsters, all that kind of stuff. As a kid, I believed all that. I believed that people could be possessed and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't until later in life where I started doubting it.
Yeah. I did too.
Thanks.
No, it's interesting. Like, and actually hearing you say that, it brought back beliefs that I had forgotten. But yeah, UFOs.
I mean, raised Catholic, so I already had that fantasy prone belief in place where it's like, okay, yeah, there's a God, there must be angels because that's what I'm told by
And
my
there's, of course,
parents,
demons.
authority figure. Yeah, and there's demons on the other side, which I didn't understand why I didn't fight more, because that would be cool.
No.
But then ghosts were real because they were in the Bible, but not supposed to be. But all this stuff was there. And then growing up watching, like In Search Of, people were like, my parents let me watch it. Which, like, growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch Howie Mandel,
Wait,
the
what?
comedian. I was not allowed to watch him.
Why?
Not allowed to watch him because it was not rated, and I was not allowed to watch
Oh.
R-rated films, and because comedies were not rated at the time, I wasn't allowed to watch them. So,
But wait a minute, what were you watching that was good? Ghosts and stuff?
In Search Of, with Leonard Nimoy, like that told me ghosts were real, Loch Ness Monster was real, aliens were real. That was on, and because I was allowed to watch it, I thought it's real. It's got to be real.
You grew up in the Satanic Panic too. Was that a thing for you?
It really didn't hit me. I mean, I heard about it later in life, but it wasn't something that I was exposed to when it was going on.
I grew up in a young Earth Creationist church, and I remember them like Dungeons and Dragons was like letting in the devils.
I played those.
And
Strange.
Halloween.
I love
Oh
D&D.
God, Halloween.
Wait, you were a creationist?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
All right, I'm sorry, guys. No more questions.
We'll save that for the next show because we have 21 questions in the
Yes.
queue.
Oh, I mean, we don't need to get to all. There's some good ones in there.
They're
I'm
all
not-
good,
I'm not
Melanie.
saying the
They're
rest
All
of
right.
them aren't good.
All right, save your story for next time.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Maybe you can do a side chat.
Let's move. Let's keep moving. Side chat. We'll do an after party. So, Celeste, what's up? Hey, when are we getting Melanie Trecek-King on our show? I don't know. You can contact me for booking prices.
What's your cut now?
There you go.
15%.
78%.
There you go.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
You got to reach out to her. You won't get it unless you ask. Gotta ask. I keep asking. Well, she keeps showing up at my door. So, I don't know. She just shows up and knocks.
I know
Okay.
the code.
Yeah.
Can't keep me out now.
Which is the best Star Trek? Wait.
Wrath
Oh,
of
which is
Khan.
the best? Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter. Harry Potter, that doesn't even belong in this. That's get that out. Star Wars is the best, but Star Trek universe, yes.
Wrath of Khan.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say I don't know the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars, but
That's a
Harry
lie.
Potter is awesome.
That's a lie.
I like
Call
Harry
her out,
Potter.
Anthony.
She knows the
Wait,
difference.
I do.
Call her out.
Yes.
I know the difference.
Yeah, you do.
Harry
Star
Potter.
Wars.
Oh, that's Star Wars.
See,
Yes.
There you go.
See, you know the difference.
Okay.
This is better.
Mel, Prime Directive.
That's Star Trek.
What? That rule that they always break?
Yeah, I know. But she knows the difference.
I was asked about that on a show, and I didn't know what it was, and I still get trolled about that. I know. No.
Good. We'll watch it when we get back. Marathon. Star Wars Marathon! Yeah!
No.
Yeah. We'll do them in video order.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Cree Storm, do you think it's fair that if people don't agree with your findings, that makes them fake?
Someone that
Like
does.
someone that doesn't agree with you with the use of the DR60, it still uses it. All right, so the DR60, do you know what the DR60 is?
No idea.
DR60 is a piece of shit. That's a basic
Tell
thing.
me how you
So,
really feel.
to be honest, like I can't call them fake, because when you fake things, you are deliberately trying to deceive people. If someone is still choosing to use something like the DR60, which is a handheld audio recorder, it's a very early Panasonic audio recorder that has a lot of flaws in it, and it creates growling noises internally, which people interpret as ghosts.
That would immediately make me wonder why that one, for the purposes of like what is their justification for using this for this particular purpose?
Exactly. The problem is when it comes to people that claim to be investigators, again, it comes back to knowing what you're doing. And if you're going to use a piece of equipment, you should know what it does, how it works, how to interpret the results according to the manufacturer, not because of your personal beliefs. But if they're not bothering to look at the science behind it, and again, like the reason I don't like this particular device is because I did a deep dive and I presented all the evidence. I presented the manufacturer specs. I presented the reasons why these specs were so bad compared to modern technology and even older technology, and showed and demonstrated why they create noises. They create noises internally in the firmware of the device. So if you're going to ignore that and still use it anyway, you're not fake, you're ignorant, and you're not a good investigator. You're a bad investigator because you're ignoring the information that's readily available to you and insisting on using something that you know doesn't work. So are you fake? Not technically, but yeah, because you're not using all the information that's available to you. So I hope that answered your question.
Me too.
I hope so too.
Well played.
Because we got 10 minutes before hour 3, and we're totally playing your song tonight. So I hope that answered your question. Friday house. That's cool. Do you have a base outline for how an investigation or ghost hunt should be performed? Do you?
No, I've never done
What
one.
are you doing here, then? Why are you here? To look pretty.
Pretty.
It's a good thing you're pretty.
I'm cute.
So I do. It's much too long to get into now, but it's. Are you flipping me off?
No,
Oh, you're
I'm flipping
him off.
Anthony
Oh,
off.
okay.
I don't understand why.
I see your comment in there.
Your comments do come up right.
I know. I know that.
And they're
There's
big,
nothing
too.
wrong with what I said.
Okay.
He's having a
So
conversation.
basic outline. I mean, I'll try to do real short. I try to understand what the claims are before I go. So whatever the claims are at a location, I try to get them beforehand, list them out, and then I try to determine which ones are testable. So if there's not testable claims, then I really don't pay too much of attention to them yet. I put them aside and I'll look at them later. But the testable claims, I will look at and say, all right, what can I do to test these? When I get on location, if I get on location, how can I test them? And I will write that out. I will also look at historical claims and research those, going into archives, newspaper archives, and any kind of records, census records, and stuff like that to verify whether something's true or not. And most times with that, that usually takes out most of the claims right away, because most of the historical claims are usually not true, or extremely fabricated. What are you doing? I can see you. You're right there. You're right there. I see what you're doing.
I was trying to be subtle.
It didn't work.
So what I was saying is this right here is what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
That's what I'm talking about. So, but they can't see that.
I'm trying to get Anthony to be useful and show that on the screen.
I can't show those.
He can't.
Oh, you want me to take a picture of it and post it?
I don't.
He can't.
Yes.
No. So
don't
she's
know.
pointing to the solving the strategies for solving mysteries poster that I have up
Can't get it.
on top of the wall here, which I've posted before. I don't think I have that. I don't.
Just keep
I
going.
might.
I got you.
Yeah. So I think
Thanks,
that's basically
Anthony.
it.
Yeah,
I
that's what
do
he
a
does.
lot. There's a lot of prep work before I even get to a location. There's been recent places that I've went to where I've gotten to the location and done nothing because there was nothing to test. There was nothing left to test, because it was all figured out beforehand. But if you do get on location, it's look at the claims. Don't fall into the trap of, I'm going to do what they do on ghost hunting shows and do a stakeout. That's not an investigation. When you sit around and wait for something to happen, you are not actively investigating. You are on a stakeout and you're just waiting. You're not investigating any claims. So I don't do that. Sitting around and talking to a broken radio, I don't do that. Just there's nothing to it. It's a waste of time to me. So that's basically it. That's it. Investigate the claims.
Okay.
There you
There
go.
we go.
All
Good
right.
one.
Teach it forward. That's damn it, Bob. I know him. He's incognito now. That's my son. What was your favorite subject in school that you do not do well in?
That you did not do well
That
in.
you.
So you didn't
did not
like
do
it
well.
and you did well.
And what was
and-
your least favorite subject in school you did well in?
Well, Kenny can answer that easily,
I
Bob.
sucked at everything. I sucked at everything. I literally did as much as I could to make, because in our system, as long as you got an 80? If I got a passing grade of an 80 in the first half of the year, you could not fail. So that's what I did.
Strategy.
Yeah. I worked it out. I got an 80 in all the classes except for religion. I went to a
You had to
Catholic
take a-
school
Oh,
and I
of
failed
course.
religion. I failed it. I
my
had to
God.
go. I had to go to extra classes because I failed.
Such a bad Catholic.
Most of my classes were spent in the principal's office because I was like, doesn't that contradict what you said yesterday? Boom, out of class. Critical thinking, not well received in Catholic school. So yeah, that's so I sucked at all of them. Math was my worst. I took algebra. Hated algebra, didn't understand it, but my parents wanted me to be a draftsman. So I was kind of forced to take that. Failed miserably. And what's the least favorite subject?
You
I
didn't
don't really
like
have
it,
to.
but you did.
My favorite subject was art. I was in the art class and I was good at that.
But he said something that you liked and you
Yeah,
weren't.
that's so I can't answer this because art was the only thing I liked and was good at, and the rest of them I did not like, and I showed it in my grades.
All right, Melanie can answer the question.
Honestly, I did well in school.
Ask her.
I just like
Hey,
Teacher- it was school.
Teacher's pet.
I did well in school and I was the teacher's pet and I am proud of it.
Teacher's pet.
this is gonna sound really, I don't know.
Teacher's pettish.
But the one subject that I always found a way to get out of was gym.
gym.
Freaking hated PE.
Oh.
It was always
Yeah.
like
I didn't
volleyball
understand
and
why we had to take it,
baseball
honestly. Yeah.
like I never played
Dodgeball.
a
Like,
team
what
sport.
girls play
Yeah,
dodgeball?
yeah.
I remember going in the gym and then just they opened the cage, all the
Wait, there was
balls
a
would
cage-
fall out.
okay.
There's a cage with footballs, basketballs,
This was Catholic
dodgeball,
school, but what they Catholic
lots of balls swinging around. They would just open it up and say,
So next
Go do
question,
it.
Donna. Oh my God.
"This is fun."
All right, here's a question.
We're getting there. Being Cherokee, I am very spiritual, and there are many others out there like myself. Why is it that people always go to psychological or sanity of a person and not their own belief system?
I'm not sure I
Okay,
understand.
yeah, I'm not sure what you mean here. Not sure why not their own belief system. I mean, I guess I'm not sure what to say here. I'm gonna talk anyway.
Shocker.
I assumed you
Sorry.
So when I look at, I understand people can be spiritual and have their own personal beliefs like that, and will follow them and will interpret the world and perceive the world through those filters. Like that, I think like our kind of filters are different. We use science to filter out what's going on in the world and how we interpret the world. The data coming in from the various ways we perceive the world, we interpret it in a way filtered through science and the knowledge gained from that. So psychology is part of it. You know, we know there's certain conditions, there's certain mental health issues that have to be considered. There's certain biases, there's certain cultural issues that have to be taken into account when you're looking at these experiences. So again, without knowing exactly what you're trying to ask here, I'm not going to. I understand that people have their own beliefs. I respect that you have your own beliefs, but the belief itself, I don't have to accept, because if I don't think a belief is relevant, then I just don't, and that's just up to me.
So I'm a biologist,
Really?
and
Are you?
I'm a plant ecologist. Indeed.
Are you planting?
No, I kill plants. Actually, that's my dirty secret. So the thing is, humans are animals, and throughout most of our history, our ancestors, we're the descendants of those that when they were walking through the savannah and they heard a rustle in the grass, if you assumed it was a predator, but it was the wind, then you survived, right? If you assumed it was the wind, but it was a predator, you died.
You
And
lunch.
so,
Nom, 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 nom.
but if you assumed it was a predator, let me say this again. We perceive patterns and we give those patterns agency. And we're trying to explain what's happening in our environment. And we do so in a way that often involves giving natural, either environmental or living things, agency where there is none. But all that's to say, so Michael Shermer says that we're natural-born supernaturalists. It is understandable for us to try and explain things that we can't explain using supernatural. And it even provides a level of, like, we feel like we have control over something when we might not. And that feels pretty good. So it's just to say, like, I think we're the descendants of those who assumed patterns were true even when they weren't. Because it helped them survive. They were paranoid and they saw things that weren't real, right? But they survived. And it's a natural human thing to want to explain things around us. And so, like, I get it. I get why people have those kinds of beliefs. I don't happen to have them. But I think even with humanity, that's a relatively recent thing. Like, science is only a few hundred years old.
Right.
It took all of human history to get to a point where we thought of the world that way. So anyway, that was my deep thoughts. But I see you have a...
I do have, I can share the...
it's a pretty good graphic.
It's a graphic. It's a good graphic. I like it. It's served me well. I'm going to take off the banner so people can see it. Actually, I think I can do...
So there's no order to this necessarily?
No.
These are
There
just-
we go. No. Just go around the cloud, and if I get stuck somewhere, I usually look up at the poster and I'm like, all right, what haven't I tried? And I will go through all of them and find something that I did not try yet if I'm stuck trying to solve a mystery.
What
So
do you mean read the comments?
read the comments is, so that's a good one. That comes up when you're looking up like videos. Like the example that I usually use with this is there was a claim that Elvis Presley appeared in Home Alone, the movie Home Alone.
Okay.
That there's a scene where the mother realizes that that Kevin isn't with them, and that she's at the airport counter and she's trying to tell the person that she needs to get home. And in line behind her, 2 people back, there's a gentleman that looks like Elvis.
Okay.
And there's a conspiracy theory that this was Elvis.
Okay.
Even though it was like 2 years after he died, when they were filming. And reading comments helped me figure out the mystery because I did start looking into it. This was actually one I like to brag that Ben Radford had been asked, and he asked if I could help him or brought it up to me, and I started working on it and found some videos where this conspiracy theory was explained. And in the comments, I found someone that said, "This is my husband who passed away." And that was just going through hundreds of comments, found it, reached out to this person, found the guy who is Elvis, found his son, his stepson, actually, I think, contacted him, talked to him. He sent me proof that this was the guy. I found pictures that matched up perfectly with him, found a signed poster from Christopher Columbus, the director of the film, with this guy's picture on it with Macaulay Culkin. So I know this was him.
That's awesome.
But I found it through this comment because this
Okay.
one lady said, like after the gentleman had passed away, said, "This is my husband, my deceased husband." So I was able to find him through reading the comments. So even though it's a pain in the ass, reading the comments sometimes is a very good tactic to find a small nugget of truth, a clue. So there you go.
There you go.
Oh, it's
Pretty
fun.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that.
Well done.
I like that story. It was a good story. Does Donna drive you home after your special tea?
No.
No, she's like, you're walking. You can walk. I'll see you at home if you get there. It's all right. We have 2 couches here, so I can crash. I have the key. I'm good. I lock myself in the building. I'm good. So, good question. Oh, wait. It's hour 3.
Oh,
You
is
know
it
what that
time for a
means?
break?
You know what that means. We take a break and we play Donna's song. Cat
Hmm.
Mac, are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. We'll be back in about 2 minutes and 30. What is that? 35
Yeah, you
seconds.
better hurry this time.
Here we go. I'll see you soon.
In the skeptical helper, there's a guiding star, keeping chats in line. She's the queen of the bar, with a wink and a smile. She keeps things flowing. Divine Donna's on the scene to keep you from trolling. Divine Donna, watch her keep the show on track. Moderates with flair, she's got your back. With her love, Kenny Biddle every Friday night. In the skeptical help bar, she's a delight. Start your questions with a capital Q, so Donna can pose them for you. Follow the Swayze rule and be nice, or she'll kick you out for life. Divine Donna, watch her keep the show on track. Moderates with flair, she's got your back. With her love, Kenny Biddle every Friday night. In the skeptical help bar, she's a delight. Rarely says a word, unlike her hubby. Doesn't let the show run into hour 3. She may be quiet, but she reads all the chats. So say hi, or thanks, she deserves that. Divine Donna, watch her keep the show on track. Moderates with flair, she's got your back. With her love, Kenny Biddle every Friday night. In the skeptical help bar, she's a delight. Rarely says a word, unlike her hubby. Doesn't let the show run into hour 3. She may be quiet, but she reads all the chats. So say hi, or thanks, she deserves that. Divine Donna, watch her keep the show on track. Moderates with flair, she's got your back. With her love, Kenny Biddle every Friday night. In the skeptical help bar, she's a delight. In the skeptical help bar, she's a delight.
Hey, we're back.
I think
Guard
that was
again.
wasn't that down like
That was in. We're talking about the Ouija board, William Fudd gravestone that showed up.
I can picture
That
the
is
cemetery.
in Baltimore.
Yeah, sorry,
Baltimore. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's really cool. It's a really nice stone. And we also found the original factory, the original building where they manufactured it. And you go in, it's a 7-Eleven on the ground floor. But if you go into the store, there is a plaque on the wall that commemorates the building being there and the Ouija board thing. But you have to go into the 7-Eleven and know what you're looking for. So awesome. What's up? We're hour 3. All right, let's get through some of these questions before Donna starts yelling at us.
Okay.
Let's
Can
go.
we do this one
I'm
quick?
ready. I'm real.
You ready?
I'm ready. Kenny, you're skeptical or cynical? Skeptical. Go.
Good.
Does CFI have an online version of the magazine? I'm in UK and would love to read it. Yes, we do. You can subscribe if you go to skepticalinquirer.org. You can subscribe there. It does a digital version, which opens up everything. You will get the print versions too, which in
Even back issues.
digital. Yeah, that's awesome. Like almost 50 years. Okay, para enthusiast. The CFI. Oh, I read that one. Pass. Pass. I wonder what a Kenny Biddle made horror film would be like. Scary as fuck. I don't know. It would be funny. I can't help but be funny. I can't help but make jokes.
Did you watch that Christmas movie? What was that movie called?
Oh,
Don't say Krampus. Don't say Krampus.
No.
Ah.
Something Night. Deadly Night? No.
Silent Night,
Violent
Deadly
Night.
Night?
Violent Night.
Violent
Right.
Night.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh,
We have to watch it.
that's
then?
what I imagine.
Horror
Okay.
movies are, to me, are something I put on
Yeah,
when I'm working late at night.
What'd you say?
it's Violent Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I put it on in the
Yeah, I wanted
background
to see
and
that.
just, I kind of look up and half pay attention.
You know, when I knew we were brother, sister, soulmates,
Do tell.
when we got here the first time and you were playing Big Bang Theory reruns and then found out the other thing you play full time is Friends reruns.
Yeah.
And then find out the other thing you play full time is Charmed reruns. I
Yes.
was like, these are my people.
That's
Usually,
literally on my house
it's like-
every day.
We get up in the morning.
My people.
There's Charmed is
Charmed
playing.
is on in the morning.
At lunch, I come home.
Wait, on
Friends is
Thursdays it's on all day though. Charmed.
I come home at lunch. Charmed or Friends is on,
Yes.
and then when I come home at night,
Big Bang Theory
is on,
Yeah.
and we watch it. Yeah,
I need that. That's noise in my house.
there's a lot of fireworks going on. If you
Yeah,
hear
the
booms,
Buffalo.
I don't know what's going
It's
on,
ghosts.
but
The University of Buffalo's having their
Oh, homecoming or something.
yeah.
oh look, the address is
Okay.
going along the bottom because I need mail. My mail bin has been empty for weeks. I don't get mail anymore. So if you want to send me a letter, just say hi or a postcard from where you're from.
Letter?
A letter. Yeah, remember those letters?
Hey, old
Someone's
man.
gonna send you a letter?
It's analog email.
Like, what are you gonna ask?
You can just say hi. Tell me about your day. What you doing?
Yeah, because you can add that to your list of stuff you need to do.
You know,
Answer all your mail.
or
Spend like 50 some cents on a stamp to reply and then get it like 10 days later.
Oh, I'm not replying. I might read it on air. Like my hate mail.
Okay,
I
next
put on.
question.
My show. Turn the mic off again. That's all good. It's all good. Kenny, do you have equipment list as a recommendation for beginners and ways to document readings results? So I don't recommend a lot of equipment. I mean, honestly, I have a bag that I take with me, and I usually carry a camera, a DSLR camera to take pictures, document the area. I also have a 360 camera that I take video as I walk through. That helps me get a bigger picture of what's going on and where everything is. I have a notebook, lots of pens because I love to write things down. I absolutely love to write things down. Audio recorder, and it's not for EVP sessions. It's for dictation. In case there's too much information to just write down and I got to do it quickly. I have a spirit level, which is a level. It's not a ghost level. That's what it's called. It's actually called a spirit level. And I learned this. It's called a spirit level because it's the bubble level, It's called a spirit level because it's usually the liquid is spirits. They usually filled it with spirits, and that's the liquid that's inside there.
Okay, so then
That's
why do you have a
intended for
level
the-
on your...
So I have a level because I need to know if the floor is level. I need to know if doorways are level, if windows are level.
so like something is moving.
Yes. If people
Okay.
say, "Oh, I put this ball down here and
Stairway.
it goes this way,"
That
Or-
makes sense.
yeah, there was a place I was at where people claimed to feel like they were pushed to one side on the stairs, and I didn't even need a level because you looked at the stairs and they were like this. I mean, it was ridiculous how slanted they were. But I usually take that and then take a picture of it so that I have a record of saying, "Hey, I got this." I have various collection devices. I have like glass tubes for evidence collection in case like I go looking for Bigfoot or something else and I find hair samples or scat samples or whatever. So I have everything: gloves, tweezers, and containers for that kind of thing.
It's interesting. You say all of that, and when we went on the when we stayed at the haunted house,
Yes.
you took zero equipment to debunk many of what they had. So, for example, I remember the woman who was introducing us to the place and telling us about the stories and so on. So the house supposedly had an exorcism, and on the couch where we were, and a priest exorcised it, and they had a picture of a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling us about this picture and when it was taken and had a story behind the ghost. And you were like, so if you do this, here's the couch right here, and the ghost is that lamp.
Right.
All of that was like, there was no equipment there.
No equipment
It did
needed.
not take.
Well, it did require equipment because it required the camera or the phone. She had her phone, but the image was on her phone. So we took that, and that's our reference. If I go to a location and there are claims of a photograph that shows something or a video that shows something, I will take like a printout of that photo, or I'll have it on my laptop.
Okay.
And same with the video, so that I can walk around and line it up just like we did with that photo, because that's, in that case, that was showing, and this is going to sound mean, but showing the ignorance of the investigator because they weren't investigating. They had something, they took it at face value, and we literally spent 30 seconds
Not
on it.
we, you.
Yeah. Well, we were there.
Yeah. You
Anthony
were like,
was there too.
that's just
But we looked at the picture, stood up, looked at the same view, and said, "All right, well, this ghost matches with that lamp.
I guess
That's the shape."
my point is that their equipment is probably nice, but I think what's most important is the skeptical attitude and willingness to scrutinize the evidence. And that's just a like what
I
you
think
bring to it.
it's the basic investigative skills, like just to look at something and say, okay, this is the claim. Again, it goes back to what I was the outline I talked about very, very, very,
Of your
very
book?
quickly. Yeah, because it's in there. It's what claims are testable, what claims are not. If you already know them beforehand, you can start researching them and understand what's going on. And most of the time, you can solve it before you get on location. Sometimes you need to be on location because there's certain things, certain information you don't have and you won't get until you're there and you can see the environment. But sometimes you can do it beforehand, and that frees you up to do other things, to investigate other claims that requires you to be on location. So sometimes, yeah, you need tools, you need equipment. Sometimes you don't. But understand, too, that the times that don't require... that don't require tools or devices, they usually require knowledge and experience. And if you don't have that, then you're not going to be able to do your job. All right.
Are we good?
Cool. I'm good.
Okay,
Are you
moving
good?
on.
As long as you say we're good, we're good. Why do you need evidence to have an opinion or belief on something? Catch me out.
It's a very philosophical question.
Yes. You want to take this, or what? What do you want to do?
I mean, you don't need evidence. That's a personal preference, I suppose. So a decision that one needs to make for oneself about what your standard of evidence for a belief is. For me personally, it depends on what the belief is. And that's something else that's important to know the difference. Like what kind of belief is evidence-based versus one that's not. So one that's testable versus one that isn't. Like cats are better than dogs. So that is
Bullshit.
So I'm objectively correct about this.
No. I didn't even try to turn it on. That was cool. You see that?
So I do believe that. Look,
Wrong.
I like dogs too. I'm not responsible enough for a dog, to be fair. I do like them. I prefer cats because they are way easier. But the point is, like, that's something that I believe that's not evidence-based. So I don't necessarily need evidence for that one. I just know that it's not evidence-based. And like, this matters to me at some level, and cats are awesome.
You believe. So I will comment on this as in, why do you need evidence to have an opinion or belief on something? So you don't need evidence to have a belief. That's by definition, a belief doesn't need evidence. It's just what you believe. However, an opinion can be broken down into two things. You can have an opinion on anything. You can just have an immediate knee-jerk opinion on something, which differs from having an informed opinion. And that's what I like. I prefer an informed opinion, and that's why you need evidence. In order to have an informed opinion about something, you need to understand what it's about, how something works, what something does, the history of it. You need to know about something in order to have an informed opinion. But if you just have, like, people can say, oh, cats are better than dogs. And I say, fuck that. No, it's not. It's completely false.
No, but
Am I
that
basing
is
that
an
on
opinion.
It's an opinion, but it's not an informed opinion
No,
because I'm just knee-jerk reacting.
okay. So there are different kinds of
And
opinions.
also I'm right.
There's no evidence to support your opinion.
There's different kinds
Your
of
mic is off.
So opinion has different definitions. One definition is the completely subjective preference for something, like cats are better than dogs.
Which you're not.
But another form is like if somebody were to say an expert opinion or an informed opinion, what that usually refers to is an inductive argument. It's an argument that by definition can't ever be completely conclusive, but can be very well supported.
Yes.
And that type of opinion through inductive reasoning can vary as much as the level of certainty from 0 to 100%. So at that level, it depends on whether your goal is to support it for a belief for yourself or whether it is to actually subject that opinion to the scrutiny of others. In which case, you need to realize that your opinion now becomes something that others have an opinion on.
I'm good with that. Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That could be a
Let's do
fight for a
this.
while. That's definitely a philosophical question.
Oh,
Just
man.
for it, how do you think artificial intelligence will affect the future of education or affect scientific research in the future? Ooh. That's a you question.
That's a hard question.
Teach.
I think it's one of those where it's a disruptive technology, and like others before it, who really knows? And I think we have a lot to learn about it. It's certainly, like, I suppose every disruptive technology has left people going like, oh my God, this is going to change everything. It does feel like it's going to change everything. My beef with a lot of AI, though, is that, especially in education and media literacy, we're trying to teach students about how to recognize, how to navigate things like the chat bots and AI images and so on. And students still today, like I was presenting at Newsapalooza in Pittsburgh. Like
The what?
it's called Newsapalooza.
Newsapalooza.
Palooza.
Newsapalooza.
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 Bob Costa was there giving a keynote. Like it was a big deal.
It was a
there's,
Newsapalooza
like-
big deal.
100 students there, high school students who have selected into this media day. And out of the 100, how many do you suppose had heard of the filter bubble? 3? How many had heard? Oh, how many? What was one of the other ones? Lateral searching? Like 1.
0. Yeah.
I thought maybe 1 kind of went like this. We have students who aren't prepared for like 10 years ago. And now we're like at AI freaking out about this. And I get it, but we have so much catching up to do.
Right.
Students like, oh, it's on TikTok, so it's true.
Yeah.
Right?
I think there's an issue with using this because I've played with it. I have like Chat GPT
Mm-hmm.
and I've played with it, but I also fact check it because like any other resource, I want to make sure that it's
Oh, I've
It's
caught it
true.
being wrong.
And yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of times when I found that it gave me incorrect information. And you have to look at how it was trained, when it was trained up to, like what year was it trained up to? Because it might be trained up to, say, like 2020. And then in 2021, if there's a paper that was released that refutes previous
Mhm.
information, it won't know that.
Oh, interesting.
But it gives you that information and it presents it in a very easy to read format and it looks good. Therefore, you copy and paste.
I was doing a video on plant anatomy, and I asked it, what are examples of stalks that we eat? And it told me celery. And that's not true. Celery is a petiole, not a stalk. Doesn't matter.
I would have
It
called
was-
it a stalk. Celery stalk.
Right. But it is not. It's not. So I told it, that's commonly thought, but it's not a stalk. It's actually a petiole. So can you give me
What's a what is that
a
word?
petiole?
Petiole?
So like, when you have a stem and then a leaf, the
Yeah.
part that attaches the leaf to the stem
Oh,
is the petiole.
the intermediate.
So like at the tip of the celery heart, you'll see the leaves. that's what grows at the end of that petiole that would attach to the stem.
Ooh.
Rhubarb is another example of a petiole.
I like saying rhubarb, but I don't know what it is.
You don't know what rhubarb is?
No.
It's a petiole.
Moving on.
It's a petiole.
It's a petiole.
Oh, now I know
But
what it is.
But so I told
We're
it.
good. It's a petiole.
I told it that's not a stalk. And they're like, oh, you're right. It's not a stalk. Thank you for correcting us, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what are examples of stalks that we eat? Celery is an example of a stalk. And it just went right back in. Even though I told it was wrong. And it was like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've tried to break it, like talking about like God and stuff like that. I've asked a lot of questions, and it avoids the.
Have you
question.
ever had it talk to itself on another phone?
No.
It's
the
so
best.
much fun.
Oh, it's the best. We had it going into this loop where it's just like talking to yourself and
Just
God,
start
that's
it and then
funny.
put up another one.
We're gonna have to do that tonight. Just leave our phones out, plugged in all night, and just let them talk.
And video it.
It's like Furby.
it was
2.0.
like they were trying, like one was trying to pick up the other one. Like it was a weird.
Oh yeah.
dating thing.
Are you asking me out on a date? It's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
it was so strange.
Wow.
that. Okay, next question.
Next
I
question.
don't know how we got there.
AI.
Redmond. Kenny, do you and the family do any haunted attractions over the Halloween season?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We love costumes though.
I mean, you like them, though, right? You
I
like-
do.
You like hay
I
rides and
enjoy
stuff,
them.
right?
Yes.
I am allergic to hay, so I do not get into the hay. No,
That doesn't work for us.
no. You want to go on a hay ride? Do I want to die? No. Do not want to die today. Pass. I will go for the donuts, the apple
Funnel
cinnamon
cakes.
donuts.
Yeah.
Funnel cake. You get funnel
Maybe
cake.
we can find
You
a
get an
farm
apple
this
cinnamon
weekend
donuts.
and
We used
go to
Caramel
a
apples.
farm.
Caramel?
Some like
Caramel apples.
Caramel.
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 Caramel apples.
Why you make a face? Why you gotta make fun of me? Don't mock
You're
me.
like,
I say it different. Stop being hateful.
I'm still picturing you
I
blowing
feel
up
discriminated
like a
against.
red sneezy balloon on a hayride.
I get on a hayride. I'm like,
Okay,
I
next
cry.
question.
I don't do haunted attractions. We've done a few. Like we did Easter
Yeah,
State
we've done
Penitentiary.
them.
Like
It's
haunted
not like
houses
we do them
don't-
every year. Like
They-
if we do one,
Yeah.
we do it.
I
And
just
then
don't
move
find
on
it
to the next
entertaining
one.
because it's like I laugh. If
Kind
anything,
of takes the
but I'm
fun out
usually
of it
bored.
all.
Yeah, I do. I
I mean,
can't,
no.
I can't watch horror movies because I watch them in the background. If I actually pay attention, I'm like, no, she's dead. No, he's gonna die.
Okay,
Yeah,
Pascal, how do you say caramel? Caramel.
he's gonna spell it out.
Oh,
And we're gonna be like, oh yeah, he said caramel.
So it must be what? Caramel?
Caramel.
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 Yeah,
You guys
okay.
can't-
That sounds racist.
Wow.
What? That was like more of a name. What do you mean racist? Camilla.
Camilla.
Camilla. That's what I said.
Camilla.
With
about?
like a French thing.
No.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
Did I say Stop doing that. You scare me.
Oh, thank you,
Old
Pascal.
white guy. I can't just go around saying shit without knowing it.
See? Just listen to
Melanie actually pretty much nailed it.
So how'd you say it?
Ban him.
caramel.
Got it, man.
That's the way you say it?
Caramel.
With an accent?
Well, it's a
Roll your
Spanish what he
tongue.
said.
Caramel.
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 Just like Kenny said it.
Caramel
Caramel.
apple.
Caramel.
Okay, so next question.
We
We're
all
gonna
say
have a fight.
caramel.
How do you pronounce this? Caribbean. Caribbean.
I don't know.
Pirates,
Pirates.
Pirates of the.
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
You had to think about it.
Yeah, because
Caribbean.
I'm like pirates. Pirates.
Pirates. All right. What is the rarest, most
Oh.
unique, most famous, infamous object you've personally touched or handled?
My response to this question was careful.
Yeah.
You know what? Some of Darwin's original Origin of the Species paper.
Ooh. Wow, that's pretty cool. How'd you do that?
She licked it.
Why are you gonna ruin the moment?
I'm sorry.
I was in a serious moment.
I
You
know.
ruined it.
Sorry.
We were at Eton College, which is
You were what?
at Eton College.
Oh, That's not what I thought she said.
Oh, jeez.
This is like the poshest, one of the poshest. The princes go there.
Wow.
And when I say college, it's a boarding school for like boys through high school.
Okay.
So very, very ritzy. And they have a private library and they have some of his papers there. He let his kids use the papers for like drawings and stuff. So like on some of the backs of some of them, there's it's freaking awesome.
I don't know if I have an answer to this because I don't know. I cannot recall the rarest, most unique thing I've actually handled. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. It'll pop into my head after we end the show.
Yeah.
Or the Melanie.
So thanks for that.
Remember to send me mail. Everyone send me mail. Except for Ben. He already does. He sends me postcards. Ben's actually really cool with that. He sends me postcards from like all over the place. When he travels, he sends me postcards. And it usually starts out with, "Hey, fucker."
Yeah.
And I can imagine the post office reading it like, really? They must be friends. Man. Dragon Ranger. You say optical illusions and natural trickery. How would you explain a bruised chest where the hands of the spirit hit my chest as he knocked me off a live electric wire that I couldn't release? So that's kind of difficult to offer an explanation because I don't know anything except for what you told me right here. That's it. Were they actually handprints or are they bruises? Did you actually get knocked off, or was a muscle contraction strong enough to cause you to jerk back and get off of it? I don't know. Was power stop? There's a lot of information that we don't have. But just based on these 2.5 lines here, my question to you is, why would you? Are you trying to say that it's paranormal, that it's a ghost? And if so, why? Why? Because, I mean, it doesn't seem like this is evidence that a ghost did anything. It's just, I don't know what happened. That's my answer. I don't know. Because I don't have enough information. All right. Good. Who are your top 3 skeptics of all time you look up to?
Carl Sagan. No, I'm gonna go with mine.
Same breath as Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan and Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle, like, just nudges him out a little bit.
Okay, and Kenny
Kenny
Biddle.
Biddle, Carl Sagan, Richard Arden. Who top 3? You need 2 more.
Yeah.
Well, 1 more because you already said Kenny Biddle.
I think oh gosh, Carl Sagan just he not only he embodied how I view skepticism, which is an openness to consider claims and evidence, but also an objective search, an objective attempt to try to understand the world by evaluating evidence. And he did so in a way that was so kind and so clear. I just like, if I had him as my top one, it would take me a lot to find number 2.
Wow, that's a good question. Good answer.
Good. All right. For me, Harry Houdini would be my top. I think he did a great job, and I always admired his approach because not only did he look at things first and then figure out how it was done and then show you how it was done, which is what I try to do. But he came at it with the same kind of attitude as the believers did. So you had people that were like really strong-arming people to say, hey, we know this is true. I know psychics are real. I know ghosts exist. And he came at it with the same thing going, what? Careful. That's a haunted box.
And if you shake it, what happens to the ghost inside?
Winston will get mad.
Where's the crackers?
Here, shut up. Here's your Scooby snacks. Sit there and be quiet.
I'm hungry.
But yeah, he came at it with the same approach as the other side, because so many times we deal with people saying, well, I know it's true. I know ghosts exist. I know psychic exists. I know all this true because I know it is. And they teach it as if it's solid fact. And when someone like us, when we do the same thing, we come off as the bad guy. You know, like, how dare you say this and challenge my beliefs? And Houdini didn't take no shit. He's just like, you know, this is how it is. I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to do it in front of a big audience, bigger than your audience, and I'm going to make you look stupid. So there you go. So he's my top spot, and then Carl Sagan obviously is number 2, close number 2, and then wow, I don't know, Ray Hyman.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like Ray Hyman. He's like a little grandpa. He is.
He's cute.
He is. He's so
he's
cute.
real cute.
He reminds me of
I
like
him.
a
I like him. Yeah.
lovely grandpa.
All right, cool. Moving on. We're almost there. We're down to like 3 questions. Power enthusiasts. Do you agree that staging is more deliberate? Example, fish wire, etc. And faking is misinformation or not enough information. No.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
It's almost like the difference between disinformation and misinformation, but I don't.
Is the question, are people trying to fool you most of the time when you see these paranormal
Do you
videos?
agree that staging is more deliberate? Staging is more deliberate because staging is deliberate. When you stage things, you're deliberately staging something to make it seem like something else.
Isn't faking the
It's
same as
fish-like.
staging?
Faking is deliberately trying to deceive your audience. Is misinformation and not enough information. Not enough information is not faking. If you don't have enough information, then by default, your conclusion should be, I don't know right now until I have more information. But misinformation, if you're deliberately spreading misinformation, that's different than faking. Is that faking? Or
To me, faking is a deliberate thing again. So staging would be a type of faking.
so I guess spreading misinformation is a type of faking because you're
So misinformation is information that is incorrect in some way, but disinformation is a type of misinformation that's deliberately deceitful.
okay.
I prefer the broader category because, again, it's hard to know people's intentions. So unless you know their intention, then it's misinformation. If somebody's being deliberate about it, then no.
So disinformation is more deliberately putting out wrong information, whereas misinformation is mistaken.
So
Here's a
misinformation
follow-up.
is sort of the he means
Let's look this up.
misinformed.
Let's see if we can get a.
He says thinking means you think fakers are misinformed and misleading people to bring them to their belief. Fakers.
So dictionary.com defines misinformation and disinformation as misinformation, false information that is spread regardless of whether there is intent to mislead. Disinformation is deliberately misleading
Like I
or
said.
biased information.
So disinformation is a type of misinformation. So there can be misinformation that was intentionally deceitful and misinformation that is just incorrect.
Too late for this shit. I'm sorry. Misinformation, disinformation. I don't get it.
And we're like,
This is not saying.
Your conjunction function. I'm just a bill.
we have so much in common, Kenny.
It's after school special right now. Come on now.
Donna hit her limit. Yes, she did.
Donna's ready to go.
All right, next question, Donna. How many are left?
We got 2 more
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
No, I think
Do it.
I
Or
think
one.
there's only one.
Okay. All right.
Last
And
one.
I don't understand this.
What?
Kenny, do you want chick tracks? I don't know what they
I
are.
don't either.
What is that?
Chick tracks. Wait a minute. I feel like this is a trap.
It's all right. It's a work computer.
HR.
I'm not worried about it.
It's a trap.
I'm gonna get an email Monday like, Kenny, I need you to come down to my office. We gotta talk about your internet searches. I'm like, dude, it was research.
Was I right?
Let's see, chick.com tracks. Need an engaging track. I don't know what this is. What is it? What is this, Shauna?
Yeah, I don't. Is she still?
Yeah. Let me see. What is it? Chick tracks are short evangelical gospel tracks in a comic book format. Originally created by American cartoonist Jack Chick in the 1960s, his company Chick Publications has continued to print Chick's work
Yeah.
as well as. Yes, send me some. Send me some, and you know what? What's even better? Send me some and don't sign it.
The religious.
Don't sign the letter.
booklet.
Just send it to me anonymously, because that would be funny. Because I'll go around the office and go, "Hey, look what I got." We share mail like that. Like Barry, my boss, came down this week, and he's like, "I just got to show you." And he opened up. It's a handwritten letter, and I could, you get that sense. I could just see the back, the light reflecting through it, like going through it. I could see the back of it, and I'm like, "That's a crazy letter, isn't it? That's a crazy letter." He's like, "Yeah." He's going off on some kind of war that I don't think we ever fought, like ever on this planet. And then the guy followed up like 2 days later with a phone call. He called here wanting to talk about not only the letter, but more stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not calling him
Good
back."
night, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Bob's tired.
Thanks,
Everybody's
Bob.
tired.
Yeah. I think Donna's tired.
Donna.
I know I'm tired.
When Donna's tired, that means everyone in the chat is tired.
Everybody gets tired.
Even if no one said they're tired, Donna's like, "Yeah, everyone's in the chat is tired." They're like telling us over and over again they want to go.
He's still talking.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I will go
That's
all
what he
night
does.
long. All right.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yes.
All right,
we hit
good.
all the questions.
Good. All right. So this is usually the time of the show where I talk about announcements coming up. So do you have anything coming up? Well, I know you have a busy schedule. So
Yeah.
What do
give
you
us the
got
highlight.
coming up?
What do you got coming up?
I'm actually speaking at CornCon next weekend.
Corn con.
Yes, it's a thing.
Is that like Southern porn?
I'm from Iowa. So actually, it's in Iowa, and I think it's the world's largest hacker conference.
All right. So we're not going to talk bad about them.
It's fine.
They're listening right now.
I love that conference.
I think we should
absolutely
go,
love it.
Ken.
I think we should go. We should attend. We should buy tickets, even
Very
if we
fine
don't go.
people.
Yeah.
We should buy tickets and support them any way we can without credit card.
Yeah.
Cash only. You're going to a hackers conference?
I'm speaking at it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
That's
fun.
really cool.
No,
How'd you get that gig?
that's a really interesting question. I have no idea.
I'm glad you asked it.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm
I
invited.
know nothing about. They wanted my name, my hacker name. I'm like, I don't have one. But they want me to talk about why we fall for misinformation.
Oh, well,
I
that's
can do
good.
that.
That's good.
That is my wheelhouse. But
Good.
tech stuff, I'm out.
Awesome. Awesome. All right.
Okay, everybody's leaving.
What
That's
do you
what I
got?
got. Is CornCon and Psycon.
Like,
All
I don't
right.
care about your.
That's all right.
And
Yeah, they
Psychon.
listen.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got? It's the end. Melanie's going to be here. Anthony's going to be here for the rest of the week. October 2nd, 3TS, Three Tortured Souls show. I'll be here on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. with Tim Vickers and Dave Schumacher. We're going to be doing a show. We're going to have the guy that authored this book. We're gonna go through this book. He's gonna come on and talk about it. We're going to ask them questions.
Good book.
It's going to be interesting. I'm going to say that. I'm going to leave it at that. So if you're interested, we're on YouTube and Facebook under 3 Tortured Souls. Spell it
I
all
can
out.
see his notes. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
So much red. So much red. With that, after that, October 4th, I will be in Indiana, Pennsylvania. There's a it's a cool little get together. It's going to be at a Victorian mansion, and it's going to be like I think it's like a 2-hour talk about ghosts and investigating them. And the person that's leading it is going to be talking about table tipping and how it's done. And I think I might be helping with this. I don't know if I'm gonna yet, but they're going to be demonstrating how it's done so that they can teach the people in attendance.
When is this?
Like October. This is Friday. You're going. You're leaving. See,
I'm gonna go
this is
there.
what happens when you
Corn
like
con.
go off.
The
You're hanging out with hackers. You're not going to be hanging out with table
table
tippers.
tippers. Make your charlatans.
So I'll be down there if you're in the area. There's limited seating, but it's a free event. So come on out. I'm going to be down there for the day. What else? October 24th to 27th, we will both be in Las Vegas, Nevada for SciCon. She will be on the big stage, and I will be in a workshop, some other room. But we're gonna have fun, a lot of fun. It's so many people. We have Neil deGrasse Tyson. We have Brian Cox. We have a whole bunch of other people, like tons of speakers.
David McRaney. I'm so excited. Timothy Caulfield, Nick Tiller.
There's the sketch.
Rita Raphael.
There it is.
Yep.
This is all the people that are going to be there. I can't pronounce all of their names, but lots of speakers. This is the whole schedule. It's a lot. Lots of speakers, lots of workshops, lots of activities. We're going to have a lot of fun. So if you can make it, I highly recommend it. November 2nd and 3rd, Donna and I will be in Woodbridge, New Jersey for the Para-Unity Expo. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I burped. We're going to be up there setting up. She's going to have her crafts table, her Lucky Tiki Creations. I'm going to have my Skeptical Help booth set up. And so come on out to that. It's a 2-day event. It should be fun. And it's usually pretty cheap. It's actually a very affordable, I won't say cheap, it's affordable conference to actually come out and see everyone.
Yeah, and we're going to be there.
And we're going to see our friend Jason Hawes.
Yeah,
He's going to be there. We're going to hang out with him for a little bit. And then sometime in November, I'll be traveling to somewhere. I forget where. I can't tell you the name of the place. I forget exactly where it is.
Oh, that sucks then, doesn't it?
But it's going to be an investigation with Joe Vitale of Entity 7 Paranormal. He invited me out to check out a place. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's it. There is no show next week. No show next week. We won't be here because I'll be on the road.
Bummer.
Hanging out. Yeah, with table tippers.
I can do this show.
You can not do the show.
Oh, man.
Without me, no.
Oh,
No.
I should.
Just pop in and be
I
like,
should.
This is
No.
I would watch that.
No.
I think everybody would.
One of these days, you know what? One of these days, I'll let you. When you come back, we'll have a show and it'll be hosted by Melanie and Donna, and you guys can do the show.
Have a show.
I will take off that night.
It'll be an hour show and really dense
With snacks.
information.
Yeah, information.
Information. Yeah. All right. Everyone else, that's it. We're good, right?
The Donna and Anthony show.
Ooh, that would be different.
You mean good, right?
I mean different. All right. With that said, everyone have a great weekend. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out for almost 3 hours. We're almost there. And remember, never stop learning. That's it.
Bye, guys.
What is that? What are you doing?
It's
You're
the
like, duh, yeah.
Plato Socrates.
Oh, what?
The 2 fingers. You were supposed to put your finger up.
Peace.
No.
One goes up,
One goes
down.
up and one goes down. Plato
Like
Socrates.
that. Don't you know that?
Oh.
Now you're ET.
See you guys
Good
later.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, diddle diddle, here's a little riddle. Who's the best at bunker is a Kenny Biddle. Oh, he's good, not just a little. Not at the bottom or even the middle. Strike a chord like a fiddle. Tasting the rainbow like a Skittle. That's fragile and brittle. You can watch him take a problem and start to riddle the problem away. He does not play. He takes his job so seriously. He loves a challenge and won't turn you away. He's such a skeptic, he keeps those believers exposing the fake. It wouldn't take him long to find a needle in hay. Use a magnet, damn it. Now take a drink of Kenny's specialty. Some may say that's not for me. To each their own, well, really it will be. Man, Kenny's such a skeptic, drinking skeptical tea. Like and subscribe, everybody turn notifications on. And go watch his show and forget about this song. Mr. Wizard or Bill Nye the Science Guy. Can you remember? You like Kenny better, so head to the skeptical help bar and meet the bartender. Pick up a drink and relax, cause nobody does this better. Not even close, not even a little. He's the one and only Kenny Better.